1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning so far. I'm just waking up, seems like. So I'm a little bleary-eyed, but we're going to see what we can do here this morning to put some smiles on some faces. So hope everybody's Saturday is going well. And let's see, as you can tell, I'm here by myself. Those of you who didn't catch it last week, Shannon is doing some musical stuff again. So you got to put up with just me, unfortunately. So we're gonna, like I said, try and put some smiles on some people's faces. I'm gonna repeat myself 50 million times, but it's a nice, bright, sunny day out here. I think it's like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 75 this morning, and I like it when it's I am a sunshine person, man. I don't know about you guys, but if I wake up in the morning and it's gray and overcast, it just kind of like, but man, when the sun is out bright and shining, especially in the summertime, it's like, yeah, get a little more pep in your step, and have a little more fun. So anyway, so today I'm gonna show some more comics. Got some early Teen Titans I'll show you. I think if I get the chance, I'm going to show you. I've probably showed them a million times, but doggone, I like looking at them myself too. Is my cartoon favorite superheroes, and show some of those books. I got some Fantastic Four. I got some new books. I got some old books. I got a stack of mixed up stuff. I have no idea what's even in it. So we got a lot of stuff to look at. So let's start off the way we always do. We got to bring in the peanut gallery. So let's get them in here. Let's see if I can do this right. Here we go.
The peanut gallery's on the run. We got the comics, you bring the fun. Saturday morning, time to cheer. Man, we're glad you're here. North, south, east, and west, peanut gallery, you're the best. All our friends, both far and near. Man, we're glad you're here.
All righty, and good morning to the peanut gallery. Thank you guys so much for being here. As always, we're gonna start off with a little something from Anthony Perdue, another comic book memory. So let's get that rolling. All righty, and we got Anthony Perdue. Good morning, Anthony. And he says, good morning, Peanut Pierce. Been a fan of Buck Rogers since 1972, when Mom bought me the collected works of Buck Rogers, the large book that contained daily and Sunday strips from the 1930s and 40s. Oh, cool beans. He says, I had heard about the character, but until I experienced the contents of that large book, I never had seen the comic strip. And he says, what added to my enjoyment of Buck Rogers was that the same was when that same summer and for the next 3 years during summertime, a local TV station would schedule the Buck Rogers movie serial, now re-edited. Oh, neat. I don't think I've ever seen those, the serials. Pretty cool. I've eaten enough cereal, but I've never seen the Buck Rogers cereal. He says, into a 90-minute feature film. Oh, neat. I would look through the TV guide. That was one of my favorite things to do every week. I was in charge of the TV guide when we went and got groceries. He says, I would look through the TV guide, and when I saw Buck Rogers scheduled, I would set my alarm clock so I wouldn't miss my favorite movie serial. Awesome. He says, later, during the 1970s, I came across Murphy Anderson's and George Tuska's work on the strip. In a Comic-Con interview, both men said how much they enjoyed working on Buck Rogers. I didn't know they did a strip. They did the strip. That's pretty cool. And he says, now that Buck Rogers is a public domain, I'm working on my own single panel 1929 version of my favorite spaceman. Cool beans. He also says, Teddy says hi to all his friends, and we say hi right back. He says, we will catch the replay, so take care, everyone. Thank you so much, Anthony. Great story, as always. I did not know that, those couple of factoids there about Buck Rogers. I don't want to say I was never a fan because I didn't know about him. Like you said, I hadn't really thought about Buck Rogers at all. I was trying to think of my first recollection of Buck Rogers. I'm sure it was probably in reference during something to do with the comic books. But I don't think I even saw a Buck Rogers comic book until the 80s, into the probably early to mid 80s. Those the King comics, but I don't remember anything about him before that. I know I've never seen the serials ever. I still haven't seen the serials. That's pretty neat. I wonder if they're on YouTube. If anybody knows, let me know, because I might check those out. I'm trying to think, because there used to be in the morning there used to be a TV channel here. It's still on out of Maine, Channel 8, and they used to have like Dialing for Dollars, and they would show a movie, and they would show old serials like that had been made into the movies. What was it? Commander, was it Commander Cody? Or am I getting that mixed up with the musical group? There was one with Commander something, and he had like a big old metal helmet, looked like a bullet, and stuff like that. I remember that, but I do not remember seeing Buck Rogers. So very cool. Thank you very much for that, Anthony. As always, we look forward to your stories and your memories from your childhood. Cool beans. Thank you so much, man. All righty. And we got up next, we got ECR. That's right, Easy Comic Reader, and his song of the day. So let's see if I can figure out how to put it on here. Here we go. All righty, and Easy. I got to see the preview of this earlier this week, and it's hysterical. Hold on, I gotta go back one. There we go. And it's one that at least I know the tune and everything. So hopefully I won't screw it up too badly. We're gonna give it the old college try. But Easy says, "Good morning, everyone, and good morning to you, sir." He says this one is for our Kellogg's Pop Tarts. Remember last week we were talking about Pop Tarts and how I like blueberry Pop Tarts, and I usually will put butter on them. I'll cook them, I'll toast them, and then I'll put butter on them because I love that flavor. Almost like a blueberry pie, kind of flavoring. So that's I think that's what prompted this from Mike. He says this one is one of our Kellogg's Pop Tarts eaten. This one is for our Kellogg Pop Tarts eaten amigo to the tune of Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino. Awesome. I love it. Okay. We're going to see if I can even get near the key that it's supposed to be in. I found my thrill on Blueberry Pop-Tart Hill. On Pop-Tart Hill, you always find too. The butter stood still on Pop-Tart Hill and lingered until I started to chew. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Mike. That is a classic indeed. So thank you so much, ECR. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like Anthony produced stuff. We really appreciate you doing stuff every week. Your creativity and everything. You guys are tremendous. So thank you both. And this, like I said, this is another one that's going to go on the hit list here. So cool beans. Thank you so much, Mike. All right. Okay. And let's see what else is going on here in the Peanut Gallery. We got I Am One of Us. How you doing, man? Good to have you with us again this morning. He says, good morning. Hello, Rod and Shannon and the Peanut Gallery. And a good morning to you, sir. Hope all is going well. Great to have you with us. And Jay Lucian, how you doing, Jay? He said, good morning, everybody. All right, cool beans. Great to have you with us, Jay. All right. Henry, I hope I pronounce this right, Henry. Henry Jaremek or Jaremek. So I'm sorry if I screw that up. Looks like, I don't know if you've been here before under a different name or anything, but welcome aboard. Thank you so much for joining the Peanut Gallery this morning, man. Hope you enjoy it. Cool beans. Always like to see new faces. Cool. Oh, and the Professor Eric Breen. How you doing, Eric? And it's up to me this morning to do it. Let's see if I can. Okay. Hello. Eric, how you doing, man? I hope everything's going well, my friend. Great to see you once again. And Henry says, Eric Breen, hello, brother. And one of the legends, Dr. Von Chilla, how you doing, man? Oh, awesome, John. Great to have you with us, sir. He says, howdy, y'all. I'm early today, but I have been up for 6 hours. Holy mackerel. 6 hours. Let's see. What time is it now? 10. So you've been up since like 4 o'clock. Woo. Holy mackerel. Not me. I was in La La Land right up until about 8:30. So cool beans. Great to have you with us, John. Thank you so much. And Aranya, here we go. Wait. I didn't see it in time. So we got to get this done right. You know me. I'm a stickler for getting things right. There we go. All right. And it's Maranya. How you doing, Maranya? Great to have you with us once again, here to run herd on us, or me, I should say, and keep me in line with the line. She says, great story, Anthony. I like those old SF science fiction strip. I was thinking San Francisco for some reason. I don't know. She says, I like those old sci-fi strips like that, and Flash Gordon too. You and Teddy have a fun day today. Yes, absolutely. Cool beans. All right. And Easy Comic Reader says, good morning to everyone with big smiles. All right. Love it. Love it. Henry says, hi to Maranya. And Ranger Sly, our neighbor to the north. How you doing, Ranger? Oh, man, great to have you with us, sir. Thank you so much. Always cool to see Ranger with us. He says, good morning, and a little maple sugar on top to all. Thank you so much, sir. Hope your Saturday's going well up north. No snow yet, right? It's too early for that. Maranya says, ECR, great song. My husband loves blueberry Pop-Tarts. Oh, cool beans. Me or my stomach, not so much, she says. Oh, well, that's too bad. But your husband picked a good flavor. Those blueberry ones, man, they're good. I can't do the frosted ones because they're too sicky sweet for me, you know. And I've tried them. I've tried some of them, like the cinnamon ones and stuff like that. But I can't do them because they're just too sicky sweet. And that's weird. If you knew me at all and throughout my life, I was always a sweets guy, you know. And so you would think, nope, I couldn't do it, though. I couldn't do it. And the same thing with like birthday cakes. I couldn't eat birthday cakes because it's just too much frosting. It's too sicky sweet, unless it's that buttercream. But even that, I can't have too much of it. But I digress. Hey, Eric K, how you doing, Eric? He says, good morning to everyone, and good morning to you, sir. I saw you and Shannon were having a conversation, but I didn't get a chance to jump in yet. So I'm going to try and do that this afternoon. But it looked like Eric got a lot of great books recently. So I hope we'll be seeing a video if you haven't already done it. So cool beans. Check them out. And Easy says hello to Maranya. Missing Mars, Double M, how you doing, man? Good morning. He says, good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, sir. You too, sir. Hope all is well. Great to see you in the Peanut Gallery once again. Cool beans. Maranya says, good morning. I am one of us, Jay, Henry, and hello to you and Lady Coco Lumpbottom. There was a cartoon that my kids used to watch, and I can't remember the name of it because I was only, you know, I'd come by and I'd see what they were watching for a second or two and then go on about my business. But it was called, I want to call it was something like The Secret Show or something like that. Anyway, they start out this thing. There's a guy talking, and it's supposed to be like this secret organization or something. And they're talking, and the guy always says, today, my secret name, my code name will be, and you figure it's going to be something, like, Thunderball or something like that, but no, it's always something like foo foo pumpty bumpta, something, just something weird and just not very tough sounding at all. And when I think of the lump bottom, I just picture him saying that. I just picture him saying, today my code name will be lump bottom, and he's always dejected when he I don't know if any of you ever saw that cartoon. If not, I'm sorry, but to put you all through that for nothing. Hey, Shannon, there's my brother. He says, music mission later tonight, grandkids and mission. Oh, okay. That's right. I forgot grandkids. It was grandkids. He says, they had me up at 7:00. Oh man. Yeah. And he sends all the accompanying faces that I'm sure he went through this morning. Awesome. Well, you say hi to them kids for us, and fill them up with some good treats and let them read some comics. because I once heard a great man say, they make you smart. And the Jackson Roy Kirk is with us once again. How you doing, Jackson? He says, good morning, folks, and good morning to you, sir. Hope everything's going good. Cool beans. Henry says, Papa Nomad, sup? What's up? What's up? And Dr. Von Chilla says, Elvis Presley has been gone 48 years today. Where does the time go? I did not realize that was today. Oh, wow. Yeah, I agree. Where does the time go? And for some reason, recently, on the subject of Elvis Presley, have you guys ever seen this guy? There's somebody called, I think his name is, and I apologize if I get it wrong, but I think his name was Bob Church. And supposedly he's saying that he was Elvis and he had to fake his own death because of something to do with some gang or something, the mafia or something like that. I don't know the whole deal, but a couple of videos popped up on my phone, just scrolling, doing, watching the shorts, and I've never heard of this guy, but supposedly, I believe he's a preacher for a church somewhere. And I want to say in the South. I want to say like Georgia or something like that, but I could be totally wrong. I can't remember exactly. My memory ain't what it used to be. But I just wondered if it was just weird that all of a sudden these were showing up on my thing talking about this guy who claims to be Elvis and whatnot. So I don't know, but cool beans. Well, thank you for that. And yes, Elvis, he is sorely missed. Just imagine, I always do this with musical artists that I like, and when they pass away early, like Jim Croce. I was a big Jim Croce fan, and when they pass away long before they should have, I just think about what they might have done, song wise, musical wise, what they might have done, and it's really sad that unfortunately Elvis passed away as early as he did. Because I liked his music, and I just wonder I think he still could have gone on and done a lot of great work, so, but thank you for that anniversary, remembrance. So thank you, John. Cool beans. And Maranya says, good morning also to John, Lady Pauline, Eric K, Ranger, Double M, and Ludwig, Jackson, and some guy named Solid 4 String. I forgot what it stands for. Bottom end. There we go. Solid 4-string bottom end. There we go. I could never remember that. Oh, it took me the longest time. Jenna can tell you. It took me the longest time to try and remember his handle there. So, all right. Well, you know what? You got a lot of them there, so I'm going to just play the old peanut gallery. I mean, not peanut gallery. I'm going to play the... There we go. That's for all the legion of peanut pets. Hopefully they're all doing well today. So, cool beans. All right. And the Jackson Roy Kirk said, oh, here we go. Gotta bring that voice out again. Here we go. Hello, Maranya. Awesome. And Werewolf by Lunchtime, man. How you doing? Great to have you with us once again, sir. Hope your Saturday's going well. He says, Jackson! Tempest from Mars. How you doing, Tempest? Great to have you with us as always, sir. He says, afternoon all, and a good afternoon to you, sir. Hope everything's hunky-dory down there. Over there. I'm sorry. There we go. My thing is messing up on me already. Here we go. There we go. Miranda says, good morning to Werewolf and Rico and TFM. Tempest from Mars. And Dr. Vonchilla says, and Bella Lugosi is gone 69 years today. I did not know that. Wow. I did not. I don't remember. I don't remember the passing of Bella, because I was not even, that was like 6 years before I was even born. Poor guy. But he lives on in those classic horror movies. Of course, everybody knows Dracula. It's just that look, man. That look when he's got the cape up and he's giving that look, you know, iconic, man. Iconic. Thank you again, Dr. Vonchilla, for that. Cool beans. Dropping facts already, you guys. Love it. Tempest from Mars says hi to Maranya. And Maranya says, I may be a bit slow typing today. I cut my left thumb. Oh, right index finger and middle fingertips on my mandolin while slicing cucumbers the other day. Ouch, 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 ouch. Oh, well, I hope you heal up quick. Oh, man. Because sometimes those little nicks, like paper cuts and stuff like that, those are the worst things. They hurt, you know. It's just one of those nagging things that is, or if like a hangnail or something like that, and you pull a hangnail and it's like, the rest of the day it's like, man, just leave me alone. Ouch, ouch. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Maranya, but hopefully you'll be able to heal up real quick. So, and Dr. Vonchilla says howdy to Maranya. Pauline sends kisses. Cool beans. All right. Pauline must be getting big now. I remember when she was just a little tiny football. Miranda says, kisses right back to Lady Pauline. And a cheek one for you too, John. There you go. Ranger Sly says, Murphy Anderson's Buck Rogers was collected in a hardcover. Yeah, that's what, I believe that's probably the same book that Anthony Purdue was talking about in his comic book memory this morning. Yes. It probably is the same thing. So, absolutely. Marina says, breakfast today is olive. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Tapenade? Sabra hummus on Walmart Bakery crostinis. I don't even know what that stuff is. I recognize the word olive, and I recognize Walmart and bakery, but that's it. So cool. What you'll have to explain that to me, Maranya, because I'm curious. What is tapenade? Hummus. I pretty much know hummus, but what is crostinis? What are crostinis? Because if it's something from a bakery and it's a sweet thing, then I might have to look up crostinis, because I've tried for years to find. We had a bakery that I used to love, Pearl's Bakery, in Somersworth, New Hampshire, man, and that was a highlight. Every Saturday morning, Dad would go and get some stuff from the bakery. Man, I have not found another old-fashioned family-type bakery that makes great breads, and I'm not so much into like pastry stuff or anything like that, but I love homemade breads. And dinner rolls and homemade donuts. I like the homemade donuts too. So you'll have to explain to me exactly what that is, Maranya, because I've never heard of some of that before. Tempest says you should just stick to using your mandolin to play folk tunes, Maranya. It took me a second, because when she did say mandolin, of course, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is the musical instrument. But my wife has one and has a mandolin slice thing too. So then it clicked in for me. Graphic Man, how you doing, Micah? Cool beans. Good morning to you, sir. He says, we all love Buck Rogers, but we equally hate the little robot Tweaky. That tarnished the great talents of Mel Blanc. Oh, no, come on. Come on. You didn't love Twiggy? Hey, Buck. And Maranya says, ha, it's a very handy kitchen tool, but it done bit me, she says. Oh, that's it. Put it in the drawer for a timeout. There you go. Dr. Von Tilla says, hit 90 this weekend here in Pennsylvania, Maranya, but the next 2 weeks forecast is looking mercifully mild. Yeah, we've got a mild week coming up this week. It's supposed to be like in the 70s. For me, that's kind of cool. And I don't mean cool as in groovy. I mean cool as in cold. So, if it gets below 80, man, I'm cold. I am cold. You've heard me complain many times. So, and Miranda says, Micah, I didn't mind Twiki because I knew he was a character added for merchandising. Merchandising. And Dr. Montilla, he's laughing out loud at ECR. And Miranda says, 86 degrees here, but we are higher later in the day. John, my joints actually like it here, except when it rains. Yeah, see, I'm with you, Miranda. The warmer weather, I have arthritis in both my shoulders, and I think I have a touch of it in my right knee. And boy, the humidity and the hot temperatures always make me feel better. So it's just normal things, you reach in the cupboard to get a glass for a drink of water or something, and it's just like ow. But when it's hot, like 80 or above and humidity, no problem. Like today, you can see, no problem. But if I did that like in, we'll say, October, it'd be like ow, that type of thing. So I sympathize with you, Maranya. I'm right there with you. I feel it. Fireball Books and Comics. Hey, Fireball, how you doing, man? Good morning to you, sir. Great to see you in the Peanut Gallery. He says, I like Tweaky. Yeah, I think Micah, what are you doing? You're dissing Tweaky. I like Tweaky. I didn't watch the show a whole lot, but what I did like that. Hey, but Ryan says, good morning to Fireball. Easy Comic Reader says, your laughter is the best reward, brother. Glad you liked it. Oh yeah, that was a classic, Mike. Thank you once again, man. Always appreciate your contributions. That was great. I sang that for my wife the other night when I read it. I think I told you in a message because I had the laptop there and I'm just looking at stuff and getting stuff ready and stuff like that. And I started laughing out loud, and she's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I said, "Oh, you gotta." So I sang it for her, and she chuckled. She was laughing. She had a tear in her eye. She was laughing so hard. So, but she does usually give me the whenever I sing and she's around, and I don't get that. I thought I had a magnificent voice. I don't understand. Everybody's a critic. Thanks again, Mike. Appreciate it, man. And the Jackson Roykirk says, bite me all you haters. There you go. Oh, Mariah just says Henry is one of our regulars on the Geeky Puppet Show and also on I Love Comics Rod. He's good people. Cool beans. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Maranya, because I wasn't sure. And I'm glad. We're always glad to see new faces in the Peanut Gallery, and welcome aboard. Always nice to see him in the Peanut Gallery. So cool beans, and we want to welcome Henry to the Peanut Gallery. So thank you so much. Glad, man. Eric says Henry is cool. He appreciates the greatness of Eli Katz, as should everyone. Yes, they should. Yes, they should.
Okay, the man, the myth, the legend. He drew the heroes we all know, and too soon he had to go. Now he's revered by any other name.
There we go. There we go. Thank you for that perfect lead in, Eric. I appreciate it, man. That was perfect because I had that set up. I'm getting better with this new way of doing the video bits. So I've been really practicing and working hard on it. So hopefully you guys can see an improvement and a little smoother I don't know, just procedure for me. So and that was perfect because I put that in today because I figured why not try again today? We'll see. So, and you led me into it perfectly, Eric. Thank you so much. And who's following that up? It's Micah, the biggest fan of Gil Kane that never was. No, I'm just. Graphic Man says Fireball books and comics. So you're the guy that liked him. I knew there would be one of you, he says. Fireball says, gee, I even have a signed Tweaky photo. Oh, cool. Oh, man. Now, who signed it? Did Mel Blanc sign it? Or did somebody sign it as Tweaky? I'm curious, Fireball. I want to know, man. Graphic says, so, people that like Tweaky also like Gil Kane. And he also says Fireball books and comics, Tweaky or Mel Blanc. Yeah, that's what we want to know. Who signed it? How was it signed? Cool beans. Jay says Jackson. Tempest from Mars says I was fascinated by the king of the Rocket Man. I think that was it. That might have been it because it was something like Rocket Man. I think you're right, Tempest. That might have been what I was thinking of. When I was younger, what kid didn't want their own calf-burning jetpack? Yes. I bet you that's what it is, Tempest. I bet you that's what it is because I can picture that. And he had like a big helmet. You know, it was kind of like the Rocketeer, but it wasn't as nice and neat as the Rocketeer. It was just a big old clunky big thing, you know. But cool beans. Thank you for that, Tempest. Aha. Because that stuff drives me crazy when I can't think of that stuff. Jackson says, Jay! Jay says, Maranya! Fireball says, Graphic Man, Felix Sila or Sia. Was that the person that was in the suit? Must have been in the suit. That must have been the actor that played the actual Tweaky in the suit, right? Right, Fireball? I would think. And Robert Harrison, another neighbor to the north. How you doing, Bob? Great to have you with us, sir. He says, hello, 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 and hello to you, sir. Hope everything's going well up there north of the border. Cool beans. Dr. Monchilla says, howdy to Bob. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Jackson! Miranda says, it's the sugar they use on Pop-Tarts frosting and the same commercial frostings, Rod. Confectionery sugar, finer than table sugar. I don't like that frosting either. Yeah, I just can't do a whole lot of it because usually if I have birthday cake, I'll scrape the frosting off and just eat the cake. But I don't usually. I'm not a big cake guy, so I don't usually eat a whole lot of cake. But I'm with you, Maranya. All right, and Robert Harrison says, howdy, Doc, and howdy to you, sir. Get a chance, check out Robert up there on his channel. Always, I've missed the last couple of Fridays, or Saturdays with your movie thing. So I got to catch up on some of your movie stuff. So Rania says, good morning to you, Robert. And the Jackson Roy Kirk says, Hobbs. And Robin Harrison said, good morning to Maranya. Eric K says, Bob Joyce. Okay, Joyce. I don't know why I said church, but I thought for some reason that was the name that I thought. Bob Joyce. He's a pastor, and he has never claimed to be Elvis. So the whatever videos they're putting on there are misleading then, because that's what they were saying. They were saying that he claimed to be Elvis, and that he, and they were talking about something about his sons even look like Elvis and all this other stuff. And it was just a bizarre thing. I'd never heard of it before. And supposedly this had been around a while, and I don't know why they all of a sudden was showing up in my, when you're just scrolling through the short things, so, but cool beans. Thank you for that, Eric. Appreciate that, sir. And Triple P, Andrew, how you doing, man? He says, greetings and salutations, recovering Rodney and the Punny Peanut Gallery. Hope your day is going well too, Andrew. What you been up to, man? Great to see you. And Maranya says, greetings and salutations, Triple P. And Easy Comic Reader says, one of my uncles was an Elvis impersonator, Rodeo Bronc Buster. He did both? Or did he dress up like Elvis and do the Bronc Buster? Oh man. I like to watch me some PBR. The bull riding. Oh man, them guys are nuts. They're crazy. But God bless them. You gotta hang on for 7-8 seconds. Some of them don't make it, man. And some of them get tossed. So cool beans. Well, that's cool, Mike. Triple P says, I'm packing and moving starting next week. Moving sucks when you have a comic collection. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, I don't even want to think about that. Oh, it drives me crazy to think if I had to move, how would I pack up all this stuff? How would I do this? When I think of that, I think of Gratu Orloff. He had to pack up everything and all that cool stuff. He had to find a way to pack that up when he was moving. And oh my gosh, man, I just marvel at the fact that he was able to get that done, because I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. I'd be so afraid that I would damage things and things would turn up missing, stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Wow. So, well, Andrew, hopefully your move goes very well, my friend. We'll be thinking of you. Where are you moving to, if you don't mind me asking? And if you don't mind telling us, I'm curious to know. Are you still going to be able to make the Concord convention when it comes around? Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Johnny Cash made great music in his elder years. Johnny Cash, man, Johnny Cash is Johnny Cash. Like both me and my wife are huge Johnny Cash fans. It's just, he was just one of those. I grew up on country western music. That was what was played a lot in my house. There was a country western station at the time, and that's what we would play. That was on the radio all the time. We didn't really have a whole lot of records, although we probably had a stack of, I'll say, a dozen records, record albums and stuff like that. But they weren't all westerns, country western. Like I remember we had the soundtrack to Mary Poppins, because I think my mom was a big Mary Poppins, like Mary Poppins. So they had the album of Mary Poppins, and I used to play that album all the time. There was a song on there called I Love to Laugh. And whenever we'd play it on 78, so it sounded really like Purple People Eaters or whatever, speaking, So, but so yeah, you get no argument from me, Werewolf. Johnny Cash is in my Spotify on my power rotation. All that stuff. A Boy Named Sue, classic. He did some, like you say, in his elder years. He put out like a CD or something. Oh, it was just a couple years before he died. It has a lot of great music on it. I'm going to drive her off my mind, or drive her right out of my mind, and stuff like that. Just great stuff. And I always liked his, what's the one about the car? He would smuggle out the parts of the car from the factory he was working in. But when he tried to put the car all together, it was, he'd sing, there's a 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 50s. Just Johnny Cash, man, that you can't go wrong with some Johnny Cash. Eric K says he does sound a lot like Elvis in his singing, though. Again, though, he has never claimed to be Elvis. So thank you for that, because those videos, then they are very misleading. So very misleading. So I don't know. Like I said, I never heard of the person before. So, but thank you very much, Eric, for bringing that to my attention rather. So Henry says, Maranya, Eric, kind words. Thank you. There you go. That's some big endorsement right there, Henry. Big endorsements right there. So welcome to the Peanut Gallery. As I said before, thank you and so much. We appreciate it so much. You joining us. So hope you enjoy it. Hope you'll be back. And Triple P says, good morning, Maranya. And Dr. Von Chilla says, when I was a kid growing up in Mississippi in the 1960s, there were two portraits you saw hanging in virtually everyone's house. One was Robert E. Lee, and the other was Elvis Presley. There you go. There you go. Not more you need to say. Elvis, the king. Southern Comic Geek. Hey, man, how you doing? He says, I think that looks like an M. My eyes can't see. I'm not sure. But welcome aboard, sir. Great to have you here in the Peanut Gallery. Hope your Saturday's going well. Cool beans. Henry says, Werewolf by lunchtime. Was Werewolf by noon taken? Please don't get mad. Or even. Get even. Oh. Brian says, good morning, SCG. Are you fond of pimento cheese? I don't. If you're asking me, I've never had pimento cheese, so I couldn't tell you. I pretty much stick to mozzarella and cheddar and whatever they put on pizzas. Robert Harrison says, I got Elvis and Stonewall Jackson on my walls. There you go. Cool beans. All right. And Dr. Monchilla says, good on you, Bob. There you go. Well, by lunchtime says, Rico is excited to be on the TV. So much so, he's licking his... okay. Well, Maranya says, tapenade is a kind of olive relish. Okay. And the crostini is sliced bread baked until it is got the hardness of a crouton. Oh, ouch. Okay. All righty. Now, you must add the stuff and it kind of softens up the crostini, I would imagine. Is that the deal? I'm a big sourdough. I love homemade breads, but I like the soft, mushy, the kind that you could squeeze it and it holds its form, staying squeezed, moist. Oh man, I love that kind of. The sourdough is really my favorite. I love sourdough bread for toast and stuff like that. Or Italian bread is really, really good too. Oh yeah. So, well, thank you for that, Maranya, because I've never heard of those things before. So I'm getting an education this morning. I love it. I could probably talk to my daughter and my wife, and they probably know what they are, but not me. Not me. I'm not in the kitchen too often, except to make or eat pizza. So Henry, Werewolf by lunchtime says Henry, I don't get mad, I get hungry. And Maranya says, does Rico need to keep you in line, werewolf? Does he need to do that? Does he really need to do? And Dr. Montilla says, pimento cheese on saltines is a gift from the gods. Oh. Maranya says, I like it on crostinis myself, John. Agreed, that is great stuff. Also, if you can find pub cheese spread in the cold section of Walmart's deli, it's also great. Well, I have to, expand my cheese consumption. Graphic Man says, it's a cult, I tell you. Gil Kane appreciation is a cult. Wait. Once you belong in the cult, this is how you do it. Hello, how are you? Eric Green says, you will comply. Dr. Montilla says, Gil Kane lives. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Gil Kane appreciation is back. Henry says, what a great bleeping song, he says. Yes, that was a great song indeed. And Scotty Z70, how you doing, man? Great to see you. He says, hey, y'all, I was working on a Lego set, Hot Wheels Maserati MC20. It is very detailed. Only did bags 1 through 4 of 6 bags. Okie dokie, cool beans. Sounds like you've been busy already this morning. Maranya says, sorry, Micah, but Gil Kane lives. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Gil Kane rave, let's go. Yeah. Big old smile from Dr. Von Gilla. There we go. Scotty says, I read my first Punisher book this week, number 7 from 1988. It was good. I got a huge box of comics from Rayman, the Silencer Man. Cool beans. Oh, nice. Always good to get a nice little A-OK, huh? Cool beans. Hope you enjoyed that. Awesome. And the Jackson Roykirk says, Graphic Man knows the truth. This is a cult. Maranya says, wow, that sounds complicated, Scotty. Are the Feline Brigade helping you build this? Graphic Man, Micah, he says, once again, I have brought controversy to Rod's nice show, he says. My job here is done, he says. Always good to see you, Micah, man. Oh, Maranya says, the saddest thing, no joke, is that Kane never drew the nose armor. That is a travesty because it would have been glorious. Oh, man. Poor Gil Kane. Oh, Gil Kane's awesome, man. You left us way too soon. Scotty says, Tom is sleeping on the bag of my, on the back of, maybe it says meant back of recliner, back of my recliner, and the other 3 are outside, even midnight. She loves being inside, but she's outside, huh? She's out there just getting some of that sunshine. Scotty says back of the, okay, that's what, okay. I never check, go one further down to see if somebody was making a correction of something they did. I never do that. And then I think I sound like an idiot when I do it afterwards. So, but okay, cool beans. Sorry, Scotty. Dr. Montilla says the controversy is all in your head, Graphic Man. And Scotty says, never let a French person order cake for you in a Spanish diner. You can eat la gâteau, but not el gato. Yes, that is a big difference there. 2 years of Spanish, and I don't have too much to show for that. The old joke I always use is 2 years of Spanish, and all I got was "Donde está casa de pipi," which is actually a line from the Steve Martin movie. But that I can remember in Spanish. There's a few words that I can remember in Spanish. I had such a hard time in that class. Luckily, I was partnered up with a girl, and she was smart. So she helped me. So, but I digress yet again. Off we go. down the yellow brick road. Diabetic Superman. Hey, DS, how you doing, man? He says, good morning, everyone, and good morning to you, sir. Hope everything's going well in your world. Love it, love it, love it. Great to see you here once again. Fireball Books and Comics says, Felix Silla was the actor in the Tweaky Suit. Okay, that's what I kind of thought. Okay, he was also Cousin It on the Addams Family. I did not know that. And a Talosian in Star Trek, and even an Ewok in Star Wars. Oh, man, so he made the rounds. He was in all of it. Good. Hey, that's cool. Thank you for that, Fireball. I did not know that. I've never heard the name Felix Silla or Silla, however you pronounce it. I've never heard of him before. So that's very cool. And the fact that he plays Cousin It, yeah, I mean, because I used to watch the Addams Family religiously on there. Cool beans. That's awesome. I did not know that. Maranya says, good morning to DS and Shadow. And Henry says, Graphic Man, so you are the anti-Gilcane guy. Well, everything has problems. You will be all right. Scotty says, I heard Elvis was a me impersonator. Oh, Dr. Von Gilla says, Gilcane drew the nose armor on a few of the covers during that time, he says. Oh, so maybe he did get to draw the nose? Sounds like it. Sounds like it, maybe. And the Jackson Roykirk says, nose armor, the best armor. That was not anything I ever thought about when I was reading the comics back then. That Iron Man had a nose thing. I don't know. It's just it never struck me as odd. I just accepted it. It was like, oh, it's Iron Man's armor. He needs to have a place to put his nose. Otherwise, it's getting mashed. I really never gave it that much thought. But oh my gosh, it's so much. It's funny when you think about it now. You think about it had a nose. Yeah, okay, all right. Miranda says, "Did he, John? I need to see those covers." She says, "Oh." Scotty says, "Speaking of nose armor, I will never understand how Kyle Rayner breathed. That mask crushed his nose." That's right. He needs to get the mask of the real guy. There we go. Huh? That's right. That's right. You know who I'm talking about. Hal Jordan. That's right. Hal Jordan. All right. Dr. Von Chilla says the Mego Iron Man was produced during the nose armor time. I always wanted to see the Mego Iron Man without the nose. Jackson says, the Jackson Roykirk. I gotta say it right. The Jackson Roykirk. But then, how could he breathe? I do not know. Things that make you go, Maranya says, get a second one. File the nose down and repaint it, John, she says. Dr. Montilla says, indeed, Maranya. Search that Iron Man cover gallery, he says. Scotty says, been listening to AI Country. Is that AI or Al? It looks like it's AI. I'm going to go with AI. I've been listening to AI country music videos of Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, etc. The Cylons drive really cool monster trucks in the videos. The Klingons are bikers. Hell's Klingons. Oh, that's funny. Oh, are those on YouTube, Scotty? I want to know, because if they are, I'll go check those out later. Dr. Von Chilla says, I got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. That's right. J.R. Cash, you got it. That's it. Oh, man. That's just, I love that song. When that first came out, man, I was in tears listening to it. It was so funny. Just Johnny Cash it was just big. It was big. It was big with my folks, and it was big in my musical youth. So, and later on, all through my life. What am I talking about? But that's where I come to know him from that. Crazy Hungarian Joe, how you doing, Joe? He says, good morning to Rod and all the peanuts, and good morning to you, sir. Hope all is going well. I didn't get a chance to see the show last night yet, but it's on my docket for this afternoon, my friend. So I'll be checking it out. Look for a comment this afternoon. Cool beans. Great to have you with us, Joe. Thank you so much, man. Maranya says, good morning to you, Hungarian. And Diabetic Superman says, hey, Joe. The Jackson Roykirk says, crazy. And he also says, DS. Scotty says, you never had pimento cheese? Get a cup of it and have a sandwich with it only. It's so good. I've never had pimento cheese. No, I don't know if I've even ever heard of it before this morning. So, Dr. Von Chilla says, Diabetic Superman, where you going with that gun in your hand? Diabetic Superman says, Jackson. Crazy Hungarian says, good morning to Maranya. He also says hi to DS and to Jackson. Triple P says, I'm moving closer to a bigger and better place, and it will finally have my comics in its own room. Oh, I envy you, man. I envy you. I wish I had a room in the house proper where I could be able to put this stuff and display it the way I would love to do it, but just was not to be. So right now we make do with what we have, and this is I still enjoy coming down here to see this stuff, but I just wish I could have had a room somewhere. I should have couldn't afford that mansion I wanted, you know how things go. Under the Collar of MS, how you doing, man? Great to have you with us, sir. He says, good morning, everyone, and good morning to you, sir. Hope all is going well. Holy cow, we're already an hour in. I haven't even shown a comic yet. So, all right, we're gonna get showing some comics here because I know you guys want to see some comics. Maranya says, good morning to Kyle and let me kill myself. Diabetic Superman says, don't make me hungry. You would like me when I'm hungry. Dr. Von Chilla says, once again, going back to my childhood in Mississippi, I never heard of pizza until I was 8 years old. Wow. When we came to Pennsylvania, I absolutely knew what pimento cheese was. Hey, cool beans. Awesome. All right, Maranya. Yep. Yeah, you were thinking just like me, Maranya. Thank you so much. Cool beans. Cool beans. All right. Let's see. What do I want to start off with? Why don't we start off with the new stuff I just picked up? I like to always start off with that stuff. So I got a little stack here, and then we'll move on to some of the other fun stuff we got here. All right. Let's see. The new stuff. Let's see. All right. I picked up a facsimile of the Fantastic Four number 8. Because that will be as close as I come to having that again. I had it once, and I wound up selling it. And I will never, you've heard me say this before, I'll never own that book again in the shape. I had 3 or 4 of the single-digit Fantastic Fours, man, and they were in nice shape, man. But so I pick up these facsimiles. The only thing I wish, and everybody I know says the same thing, is I wish that Marvel would put the barcode on the back. Put it on the back, because it just enough to, they try. You can see they try to put it out of the way down here, but that's pretty cool. So I enjoy getting those facsimiles. I was able to find a copy of this because I bought number 2 of this last week. Yeah, I think it was last week, but they were out of number 1. But I went to another comic store and they had a number 1, and it's the new history of DC Universe. Really anxious to read this and see what things have changed or what. Oh man, that just looks cool. Look, just opened it up. It's the first time I've looked inside it. Just look at that. That's cool. The Western characters. That Nighthawk down there. Jonah Hex. Tomahawk. Oh, just that. I can't wait to read this. I'm really looking forward to this stuff. This looks so cool. So yeah, I'm glad to pick that up. Now I can read them right together. This one I saw was new, so I said, well, I'll give it a shot. Werewolf by Night #1. So it says, does it say, where's the, let's see. The writer is Michael Giacchino. David Messina is the artist. So it looks pretty good from what I've seen. So I haven't heard any reviews on it, but I'll give it a shot. Always liked Werewolf. I picked this up just as a impulse buy because it's Hulk, and it's like a parody cover of the classic 181. Or is it one? No, it's 180 or 181. Now I'm confused. So, oh, look at the back one. They put, it's like homage to X-Men 50. That's cool. All right, and I picked this one up too. Astonishing Tales featuring Deathlock, the Demolisher. Always liked Deathlock, the character. So I picked that up. See what's going on with that. Yeah, I mean, the art looks really good. So, all right. So that's all the new stuff that I bought. Here is the. Oh no, I take that back. I was able to secure a copy of the Treasury. Shannon had told me he really recommended it. He was telling me about the story and whatnot. And I've heard from other people and seen videos and stuff where everybody seems to like this. So I said, well, I gotta hunt one down. So they had the last copy. This was their last copy, so I picked it up. So very cool. It doesn't have the cool cover that I wanted, but that's all right, you know. I'm anxious to see read the story. Look at that, man. It's so huge. Look at that. So cool stuff indeed. All right. Okay. So then I picked up, I went looking through their back issue then. Thank you. Couldn't think of that. And I picked up a few things. Here's a Marvel Tales number 12 of Square Bound. Like that one. Love these square bound 25-cent Marvel books from the 60s, man. They're just so cool. And then I picked up Adventure Comics with Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. Here's number 359. And I also picked up number 312. I remember seeing this rerun in one of the series that DC put out. I can't remember, but it was one of those ones where they put a bunch of reprints out in a book, and it was like maybe a 48-page book type of thing and stuff like that. It might have been DC Special, one of the DC Special series. But I remember seeing this story in this book, and I always wanted to get the book because it's just a cool cover. So I got that. Then I picked up Adventure into Fear, number 13 with the Man Thing. Did not have that one, so cross that off the list. Pretty cool. And the last book that I picked up there was another square-bound book, 80-page giant, issue number 5 with Batman, silver anniversary issue. So I pick these up whenever I can come across them, and they're in good shape and decent price. And this met all of those, all of that criteria. So cool beans. Always great to have these 80-page giants, man. Again, the 80-page giants for DC, the 25-cent square bounds for Marvel. Those were big in my childhood, man. All right, so what do we want to look at? Let's see. Why don't I go with this? All right. These are books that feature some of my favorite cartoon heroes from Saturday morning. So, and I know I've shown them before. I think it's been a while since I've shown them. Hopefully, but I never get enough of looking at these things, man. These are awesome. We're gonna start off with America's Best Comics, and that was was it CBS? No, ABC. ABC's lineup had the Fantastic Four, had the Spider-Man. So Casper, it's great stuff. Just fun stuff to read. Whoops. So I'm going to put that over here. And then we got Hanna-Barbera, Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles. This was a gift a long time ago from a friend, Chuck Hines. Goes by King Bishop. He wrote a nice little note that I keep in there. But I had never seen this before it showed up in a package that he sent me. We're talking late 80s, early 90s, I think. So, but very, very cool. Love Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossible. Here is Space Ghost. Love Space Ghost. Man. You guys all know that. All those Hanna-Barbera superheroes, man. They were the best for me. Here we go with Hanna-Barbera's from Gold Key. Hanna-Barbera's Super TV Heroes. And here is issue number 1. Look at all that. Look at that lineup right there. Herculoids, Birdman, Moby Dick, Mitor, Samson and Goliath. Oh, man. It just takes me right back to being a kid and how excited you were in anticipation of seeing this week's episode. And then when they'd show you the next week on whatever, and they'd show a little clip or two, and it's like, oh, I miss that stuff. I miss those cartoons. I'm not gonna knock the cartoons of today as far as the stuff that like animated that DC and Marvel put out and stuff like that, because the quality is incredible as far as the animation goes and stuff like that. DC did a tremendous job with the Justice League and Justice League United, not United. Was it United? I can't remember. Anyway, they're the Justice League cartoons, plus their Brave and the Bold cartoon that I really love, and Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, and some of their animated movies, man, that Crisis on Infinite Earths that they broke up into 3 parts. While it wasn't the exact same story, it was just so cool to see all the characters that they put in there in animation. It was just phenomenal. I loved it. But I digress yet again. Here is issue number 2. We got Shazam. We got Birdman and the Galaxy Trio. Moby Dick and Mitor and the Herculoids on the inside as well. I just love this. This is a really cool one because it's just a white cover. Makes everything else pop. This is number 3. We got Space Ghost front and center. Shazam, Birdman, an Avenger. And Samson and Goliath. Come on, Avenger. Blah, blah, blah. And this is number, I think, number 4. I believe. Herculoids. I was thinking Gleep and Gloop. Just fun reads. Nothing, nothing to write home about, but just simple stories, just like you would have seen in the cartoons and stuff like that. So, and I think this is number 6. We got Mytor right there. I always liked Mytor. And they had such great voices doing those major heroes. Space Ghost, of course, that was Gary Owens. But some of the other ones like Birdman, which was, I believe, was it Keith Andes? Is that how you pronounce his name? I believe. I can't remember the fellow who did Mytor, or the voice who did what was it, Xandor? No, not Xandor. What am I? What's it, Xandor? What's the lead Herculoid's name? Man, my memory is really falling apart on me, man. I can't remember the squad. Here we go with the final issue of this run. And it's got the Herculoids and Space Ghost sharing the cover. And then the next time Space Ghost would appear in comics, people don't, it's not widely known that I know of, because I didn't know about it till late in life, but could have just been me. But Gold Key put out these Golden Comics digests. And if you pick up, I think this is issue number 2. I didn't write it down on the thing. I think this is number 2. But anyway, Space Ghost appears in this little digest book right there. It says Space Ghost. But that's the next time because a lot of people think the next time he appears is like much later, like we're talking the 90s or something like that. But there's this little known book, and this was hard to find, man. Because I had to search that out. Space Ghost, I got to get it, and this took me, I think, quite a while to find one, let alone afford one. But that was very, very cool little note. And then let's see, I just got a couple more odds and ends here. This is Hanna-Barbera TV Stars number 3, and it features it's got Space Ghost, Dynamite, and the Herculoids. So I'm going to pick that one up. So, and then the last one is this is Space Ghost One Shot from 1987. And this was the stuff, the one done by Steve Rude, and man, he did it perfect. He did it perfect, really good, very good. So, alrighty, so let's put those down here. Okay, all right, let's jump back into the Peanut Gallery, see what's going on. Thank you once again, Maranya, for keeping me in line and helping me find my place. Scotty says, I learned at least one word from the several languages thanks to comic books like X-Men. I actually did learn words from comics. I can tell you one word that always sticks out is rendezvous. Because when I would read it, I was reading it just like I was spelling it phonetically in my head, rendezvous, and I didn't know what that meant. And then I forgot which book it was. I want to say it was an Avengers book that for some reason it just clicked. If somebody said something and somebody made a point to mention something about the word rendezvous. And then it was like, Oh, you can see the light go on. Phew. Oh, that's how you say that. I remember I was probably, I don't know, 10 maybe, something like that. But yeah, so I get you, Scotty. Yeah, absolutely. They helped me learn things, learn how to say words. Scotty says the AI videos are all over YouTube. Yes, they are. If you can imagine it, somebody has made it. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I saw a video with like the Justice League. They've done ones from like the Justice League. It was done in the 50s. One if it was done in the 60s and stuff. It's fascinating to me. I understand there's a lot of apprehension with AI, and I understand that and everything. But doggone, some of the stuff they can do is fascinating. I've done a lot with the songs stuff, and it's just, to me, it's just incredible. And I know, again, I know there's pitfalls that can happen with it, but if you try and, I guess the way I look at it is, if I'm doing it responsibly and I'm not causing anybody harm or knowingly, if it does and somebody comes up to you and back to me and says, hey, you shouldn't do that because blah blah blah. Okay, well, man, don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that, but the music stuff, I just did one for Etrigan the Demon. I just wrote a song. All the songs that I do, I write the lyrics. I don't have them generated, but the music is AI generated. So it's a matter of writing the lyrics and then finding the song, the tune that I want to go with that, But I did one for Etrigan, and it was a weird experience for me because I've never listened really to metal, but I remember, I don't know, it was probably over a year ago, probably closer to 2 years. I remember Gray Man from across the pond. Gray Man put a song on that he did for Etrigan. And I was just blown away by it. It was incredible. And and then Rob, Triple C, Cheap Comic Collector, he got introduced me to the actual song generator application, and from the stuff that he was doing, and he really helped me walk me through it and educated me on how to use it and everything. And I thank you very much, Rob, by the way, for doing that. But so I got to use that, and I just fell in love with writing songs. To me, it was the idea that, man, you could take something, an idea that's in your head, and you can make it become real. For me, I am not, I don't have any sense of rhythm. That skipped me, my daughter got she's perfect pitch and the whole 9 yards. She got the rhythm and all that stuff. Didn't come to me. So to me, I have to work at it. But I enjoy writing the songs and then trying to match up a music with it. So it's a lot of fun. But and then I've been talking a lot with my friend Jason Nutter, and he's got a large volume of stuff that he's done that's on Spotify and stuff like that. It just fascinates me that just the creativity. Creativity is like a drug for me. Just create something out of nothing. You know what I mean? The way you want it, the way you visioned it, and that just fascinates me to no end. And so I do these little video bits and stuff like I love doing that. I just love doing that because sometimes it's frustrating because I can't get it the way I exactly want it. So it takes me a little while to do it. But I love doing that creative stuff, stuff like that. Again, the song, the music, like when my dad passed away, I wrote a song and I went to AI to find a thing. Now, normally when I do a song with AI, it takes me about 20 different versions before I hit upon the right version, the right combination of words, and stuff like that, the right syllable count and stuff like that to make it right. That was the only time when I did that song for my dad. That was the only time. The first one that came out was perfect, and I couldn't. There was no way I was going to improve on it. It was perfect. So, but I understand. Some people have their druthers about it, and I understand that, and I can appreciate that. But and of course, just recently, Gratu Orloff has been doing a lot of phenomenal stuff with it, and that got me wanting to get back into it. So as a result of watching his cool videos with the radio and stuff, like some of the songs are awesome. He did one where he took the lyric to Underdog and redid it with a different music. It was just fascinating, So it's just really, really fun. So anyway, I'm sorry. Again, I'm just all over the place today. So Diabetic Superman says, good thing Tony Stark didn't have a nose like Danny Thomas. The mask of the nose armor would have been huge. It would have been like what are you saying? Like a Hawkman beak type helmet? Is that what you're saying? Ryan says, or Jimmy Durante, Bob Hope, or Cyrano de Bergerac. Yes, yeah, you got it right. Yes, sir. Scotty says, or Jay Leno's chin. Jay Leno's chin. Ryan says, yikes, that chin had its own zip code. Higgy Pop. He says, howdy to all the peanuts and howdy to you, sir. Hope all is going well. Great to see you in the peanut gallery once again, buddy. He says, hey, here we go, Rod. How you doing, man? Cool beans. Ryan says, Higgy Pop. There we go. Good to see you. How are you and Hawk Dog doing? We want to know, doggone it. How's Hawk Dog hanging in there? Robert Harrison says, I have that 45, One Piece at a Time by Johnny Cash. Oh, very cool. Do you have a count of how many 45s you actually have in your collection, Robert? Because I know you, man, you play a ton of music on your site, and I've never seen that many 45s. I'm like, you've got to have like 1,000 45s. It's very, very cool. I want to know, how many do you got? Scotty says, weird, I changed to live chat and the message about Daredevil comics disappeared. That's why he didn't see it. Raymond's box had stuff I had never bought before, like Daredevil 200, 204, 214, and 242. Oh, cool. It's always nice when you can find those issues that you're looking for. Stuff like that. That to me, that was always the thrill of the hunt. That was a blast. You could go to a outdoor flea market, halfway up the coast of Maine, and someplace you would never think would have something like, and there in a basket underneath the table, oh, they got Metal Men number whatever with Metal Men and not Metal Men, Brave and the Bold with Metal Men and the Atom. Oh, I've been looking for that one. I love that. I love that. That is such a drug. Oh my gosh. Henry says Werewolf and Deathlock look very cool. Yeah. I'm anxious to read those. I was a big Deathlock fan when I was a kid. That was cool. And to a certain degree, Werewolf too. I only had a few of the Werewolf by Night issues, but it was still a cool thing. And I used to draw Werewolf by Night a lot. So, Diabetic Superman says, hey, Iggy! And Scotty says, yeah, old adventure comics, 247 to 500 are the best. Love them. Diabetic Superman says, Higgy, sorry, that's all right. Robert says, I'm going to see Superman on Tuesday with my two daughters and Christopher. Oh, cool beans. Well, we'll look forward to hearing your review on it. That would be interesting. I'd love to know what you think of it. So far, I'm hearing a lot of good things. there's a couple of things that people wish was a little different, but overall, I'm hearing really good things about it. I have not seen it yet. I don't know at this point if I'm going to get to see it in the theater, or the Fantastic Four one either. So I just cannot find the time to get out there. So Henry says that Marvel tale, Spidey versus Goblin, looks reworked and altered by Marie Severin. I don't know. I'd have to see. I mean, it looks. There we go. Oh, love those square bounds, man. Hey, Double A, August Ascetic, how you doing, man? He says, greetings, CBM Clubhouse, and greetings to you, sir. Hope your Saturday is going awesome so far. Cool beans. Great to see you in the peanut gallery once again. Dr. Von Tilda says, howdy to Higgy. Robert says, I like those 80-page giants. Yeah, I'm with you, Robert. I'm with you, man. They are special. Any of the square bounds, annuals and stuff like that, and the giant 80-page giants, they have a special place in my heart and in my collection, man. I love those things. They have special memories. And those 100 pages, that's it. Diabetic Superman says, morning, August. August says, hey there, thank you, Mr. DS. And Dr. Montilla says, howdy, August. August says, hey to Dr. V. And Piggy Pop says, Herculoids. Yeah, baby, Herculoids. If you just got there and you missed it, I was showing my collection of the Hanna-Barbera superhero books. So you got to go back and check that out. Love it, love it, love them. I never get tired of those cartoons, man. Never get tired of those cartoons. August says, oh yes, Shazam, not Shazam, but Shazam, the genie. Speaking of genies, don't forget good old Thunderbolt from the Golden Age. Now, Thunderbolt, is that the... You're not talking the Charlton, because that was more in the 60s. Thunderbolt, you're talking Johnny Thunder, right? Johnny Thunder, JSA. Right. I think. Scotty says, do kids even have cartoons today? I think they just watch Mr. Beast. I have no idea what Mr. Beast is. So I could not tell you. Yeah, I think, the whole thing with Saturday mornings, was lost once cable exploded. And now you got all these niche channels, and there were TV channels dedicated to cartoons and stuff like that. And that, like Boomerang and stuff like that, where you had to go to find your cartoons. They were no longer really playing. I think by the end of the 80s, maybe, but the cartoons on Saturday mornings had pretty much been phased out, which was sad, really sad. Because, man, so I'm sure, like a lot of you guys out there, guys and girls out there, that Saturday mornings, man, that was a sacred time. As a kid, that was a sacred time, man. You lived for those cartoons, man. So for me, it was cartoons, pro wrestling, and roller derby. Then after that, it was followed by Creature double feature in the afternoon. So Crazy Hungarian says, my son and I watch Crunchyroll quite a bit. Closest they have to actual cartoons in today's world. Well, there you go. I've never heard of Crunchyroll. So what is that one? What is that one about? Because I love animation. I just love cartoons, and I wish DC and Marvel would put out more cartoons. I wish DC would put out. They did those showcase videos where it'd be like a 20-minute long cartoon, and they would attach it to a full-length animation movie that they put out, so it would be like an extra little thing. They did ones of like the Spectre, Jonah Hex, Phantom Stranger. I think they did one, even had Sergeant Rock in it. They did a number of them. Those were so well done. A lot of them were very, very well done. Man, if they just would I'd love to see him do a Spectre movie with with some of the other supernatural characters, Dead Man, Phantom Stranger, Zatanna, the Demon, all those. I know they've done, what is it, the Justice League Dark, and that was well done. I enjoyed that, but I just wish they would do more. I wish they would do more and bring in some more, do a Metamorpho 20-minute cartoon or something. It would just be so cool. Give me those Charlton heroes as a team, the Action Hero Hour, the Charlton Action Hero Hour. I mean, wouldn't that be cool? You could have like them as a team, and then you could do like the old Superman Aquaman Hour, where you'd have a Superman and then you'd have another cartoon from one of the Justice League or Teen Titans. And then they do follow it up with an Aquaman cartoon. Do that for Charlton heroes. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, man. Who do we have to see? Doggone it. Get these cartoons on there. Tempest from Mars says, I managed to pick up that treasury as well, Doc, with a third cover. It's not as cool a cover as the cool cover one, but it's cooler than the other cover. And it's not the really cool one. Still cool, though. It sounds like it was still cool. Yeah, this one, it's an okay cover. Shannon showed me the cover he had for his with all the characters and stuff on it. That's the one I really would like to get. And if I do have the chance somewhere down the line to get it, I will get it. The only drawback for me with this is the price tag. That was steep, man. What was it? $15? Yeah, $14.99. That's I wouldn't be buying a whole lot of Treasuries editions nowadays because that's just too much. I'd say the same about the regular comics now too. When they're $5 and $6, it's hard for me to say, okay, I'll buy these new comics, but at the expense of I won't have that money to buy the Silver Age stuff and the Bronze Age stuff that I still want. So I try to balance it. A little bit of this now, a little bit of that later, type of thing. So Robert says Top Cat. Yes, Top Cat. He's the greatest of the game. He's the most tip-top. Top Cat. And Crazy Hungarian. There you go. Space Ghost. Gary Owens, man. Gary Owens. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes, sir. Rebub. Maranya says, good morning to August. August says, morning, Lady M. How are you? Maranya says, Paw Patrol and SpongeBob, Scotty. I actually dig Paw Patrol. The lessons are a bit on the nose, but they're fun cartoons. SpongeBob, I like. SpongeBob, I would watch with the kids because it worked. It actually worked on two different levels. It was much like Bullwinkle and Rocky. Those cartoons. They work on two different levels, really. So I enjoyed SpongeBob. I really did enjoy SpongeBob. Maranya says, doing well, thanks, August. How are you? And Jay says, Maranya, how have you been? And Maranya says, I was able to teach my 4-year-old great-nephew, Carter, a lesson with Paw Patrol by referring to the bad mayor. Aha. August says, Lady M, I recall last week that you considered doing Abracadabra for the Geek Show. That would be fun to listen to. Jay says, Maranya says, Maranya, nice. My nephew loves Paw Patrol too. Maranya says, doing well, thanks, Jay. Waiting for the pool to lose its green color. Thanks a lot. Thanks to a lot of rain messing with the chemical balance. Jay says, Maranya, no doubt, you're a Florida girl now. You need the water. Maranya says, August, that is basically a 3-person cast. It might be one of those books that's recorded offline for a later broadcast. Oh, yeah. Cool beans. Yes, I do, she says. I drink a lot of bottled water to keep hydrated. I miss being in the pool, though. I love being in pools. Love it, love it. August says, I don't know what Abra sounds like, Lady M, but I know Mitzelplick sounds like what he sounds like because I saw that he was adapted for a Superman cartoon. Pretty good how they attempted his impish voice. Yeah, he was in, wasn't he in one of the episodes of the 60s Filmation Superman? I believe. Adventures of Superman. For some reason, that strikes a chord with me. Miranda says, I like to be voicing Iris in that, not Abra. Puppetine or Froggy will likely voice him. Miranda says, I did voice the Creeper in the Bwahaha Justice League readings, however. I had fun with that. Oh, I bet. August says, I'm doing the Creeper. Did you do his characteristic laugh too? Must be hard because his laugh is maniacal, right? Robert says, I have over 6,000. 6,000. Oh my gosh, Bob. 6,045. Took me many years to get. Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, take a lifetime. Holy cow, man. 6,000. God bless you. That's awesome. That's awesome, Bob. Because you've been playing songs that I'd never heard before on your channel, and it was great. Great stuff. Great stuff. Absolutely, man. 6,000, man. Miranda says, I believe I did. Yes, it was along the lines of the Joker laugh, if I recall correctly. I have to listen to those readings again to see. Hey, and she's laying down the line, so that means it's time for some more comics. Let's see. I'm going to show some Teen Titans. You know, just mentioned about the Superman Aquaman hour of power. And the Teen Titans were one of the cartoons that they would put in the middle. I think there's 3 cartoons made of the Teen Titans. I think there was 3 cartoons made of each of the characters. So they could rotate them in and whatnot. So anyway, I pulled out the Teen Titans. I don't think I've shown these in quite a while, if I have shown them. So, but we'll start off with Teen Titans number 1. It was cool. They, of course, started out in Brave and the Bold. I couldn't tell you the number, though. I don't have that committed to memory. And here is number 2 with some go-go checks. And number 3, more go-go checks. A little hot rod action going on there. And number 4 is Speedy. I think is this where Speedy joins? Yeah, I think this is where he joins them. I think. So here is number 5. Freeze Titans, win or lose. This is strictly Robin's fight. He's on his own. I gotta get these rebagged. The bags are kind of getting old. Here we go with number 6, and it's got Beast Boy from Doom Patrol making a guest appearance. Beast Boy. Number 7, more still go checks going on here. He's the Mad Mod, and he's merely mauling the Titans. The Mad Mod. Purple covers, man, make it tough to see. This has got to be number 8. There you go. Number 9. The Big Beach Rumble. Here's number 10. It's a hot rodding, motorcycle racing fireman. You didn't see that on Emergency back in the day. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Here is number 11. Twang. Speedy's back. Here we go with number 12. I like this cover. This was one of those ones that I remember seeing in a house ad, and it was just like, oh man, I want to know, why are they out in space? What is that creature? So there we go. And this one's A Christmas Happening, number 13. They're decorating their Christmas tree with Teen Titans. This is a cool cover. This is a poster worthy one right here. Number 14. That's just a cool cover. Number 15. Captain Rumble blasts the scene, baby. Number 16, Teen Titans. I love it when I've said this before a million times, but I love it when the artists for the covers incorporate the title in a different way than just the usual logo, and they do it with this one here. This number 16, when it's got the Teen Titans on like a giant book. Come on, there we go. And Robin, this is where Robin changed out his green trunks for yellow trunks. Here we go, the return of the Mad Mod, number 17. The Mad Mod. And then there's Mod. Here we go with number 18, introducing Red Star. I believe. Again, they incorporate the title into a part of the picture, which I love. I love. I was not a big fan of this version of the logo, however. Starting with this one here, number 19. I was not a fan of just just seemed like it was just slapped on there. There is number 20. And this is for Shannon. That's right. It's so nice. We got it twice. Oh, yeah, this one's cool. 21. Hands off, Buster. Make me creep. We got Hawk and Dove showing up. Very cool. I like those characters, Hawk and Dove. This is another great cover. Pull, Titans, pull. If those things get her, she'll be gone forever. This is number 22. And Eric K, that's right. We're still suffering from that dreaded disease, couplet duplication, the duplicated syndrome. Here we go with number 23, introducing the new Wonder Girl. Or the new Wonder Girl costume. And And let's see, we got this one here is number 24. Another, I like this cover too. Number 24, The Skis of Death. All right, and then we'll round out with number 25. Boy, this looks like they're in trouble here. I'm telling you, because all the Justice League is just kind of, listen, you guys messed up, putting you in timeout. Teen Titans timeout. All right, there we go. Cool beans. All right, it goes down here now. Okay. Oh, well, I might as well show these while I'm right here. A while ago, I believe it was for Christmas. My wife picked this up for me. Look, The First 50 Years. It's a hardcover book, but it's got some great artwork in it. It's Alex Ross there. Look at that. That is just tremendous. You know, but it gives you, different things throughout the Hulk's series existence, the character's existence. Talks about different characters. Talks about some of the writers like Peter David. Takes her right back to the early days. You know. So, but pretty cool little book. Pretty neat. Of course, being a Hulk guy. And then because I bought that Treasury edition of Superman, I just yanked out a couple of treasuries that I had handy there. So his Savage Fists of Kung Fu. Shang-Chi. And then there's number 26 of the Rampaging Hulk. And number 1978, Conan the Barbarian. And we got number 16 with the Defenders. And, whoops, knocking things over here. There you go. There we go with number 14, 1977, the Sensational Spider-Man. So, thought I'd pull those out and share those as well. So, right there. Okie dokie. All right. Thank you once again, Maranya, for providing me my starting line. Cool beans. And Henry says, Dr. Silverage, you used to draw Werewolf by Night, yeah? Do you have any artwork hanging around that you can show us? If not, no worries. Actually, I do. Let's see. In fact, I think I put that in the my little promo that I did. I do try to do a promo video and put it out on all my social media, but I posted it. I finally got it together, and I posted it. And in the second I watched it after I posted it, I'm like, oh my gosh, people are gonna. I don't want people to think that because of the thing in it. I took an ad that says on sale now, and or for sale now, or on. I think it says on sale now, but I didn't want people to think that I was going to be selling comics this morning, And I'm like, so I took it down from a couple of the places and put a disclaimer on the one I think I left up in Facebook, But I was like, oh no! After I was so done, I was so proud of myself and I got it done, and it came out really neat the way I liked it. And then I look at it and I'm like, oh no, people are going. I don't want people to think I'm gonna be selling it had like the first the Hulk, Hulk whatever it was, 108 whatever, and first Captain America single issue thing, a whole bunch of them that I just showed, but they were there just for imagery for the song that I had in the background, which was a song that I wrote called Two Pennies and a Dime, which was what comics cost back in the day when I started. So I do not have any of the Werewolf by Night drawings. That stuff was long gone. But these are things that I've drawn over the years. Here is I like this character Phantasm, and then the Linear Man. These were a couple of drawings that I did. And then let's see what I got in here. There's a character I called Scarab. The Scarab. What else we got? And this one here, this was from 1991. I don't have a name on this one, but it's kind of a character there. What else? What else are they? Wolf. There's one character called Wolf. What else? It's from 90. I'm not sure who this is. Just things that pop into your head and jot down. Oh, here's one of the Creeper. It's a homage to I think it's a Detective Comics cover. There's this one here. I was surprised to find some of these books, because I found some of my really old. Oh my gosh! In here, upside down, right? But I have to turn it right side out. Tape one, right? This is from when I was taping. And make sure to set my VCR for 5 o'clock in the morning. They were showing the Fantastic World, the Super World of how did it go? The Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera, something like that. Whatever it was, but it was designed a syndicated show that showed all the old superhero cartoons that I loved, and I was trying to record them all because at the time I was into tape trading, and I could trade these for wrestling tapes. So I was writing them down on the episodes on what was on what tape, That's too funny. That's too funny. I forgot all about that. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else worthy of going. There's a character, kind of a cross between Jonah Hex and a character that I've kind of nurtured from the beginning called Brody Thunder. It started out as a wrestling character when I was into doing what they called e-wrestling online and join a different wrestling organizations. And you created a character and you wrote promos. And whoever you'd have a promo battle with whoever your opponent was going to be. And if whoever had the best promos, as decided by the people who were running the Fed, they got the win at the pay-per-view or whatever, So that was my character, was a Western character, a cowboy character. So all right. So there we go. How's that for I got another book here. Maybe if we got time and people want to see it, I can show some more before we call it a day. So let's see. Where did I leave off? Is that it? Yes. Okay. Cool beans. Jay Lucien, he says, creepy is what Mr. Beast is. Okay. I have no idea who or what Mr. Beast is. So I am totally lost. Jay says, Henry. Henry says, yes. What? Blah, blah, blah. Just saying hi. He says, oh, he's laughing. He says, yes. Hello, brother. Scotty says, Crunchyroll is a Japanese anime app you can play online or phone or Roku. Okay. All right. I don't dip into Japanese anime. I think the closest I came was like didn't they do like an anime kind of version of Fantastic Four? I think that is probably as close as the anime that I ever got. Of course, in the 60s, there was a lot of Japanese kind of cartoons that came over, with Speed Racer and King Kong. King Kong, you know the name of King Kong. J.E. Lucien, he says, those showcase shorts were brilliant. They should have kept making. I'm with you, Jay. I'm with you, man, because it's that the Jonah Hex one, the Spectre one, those were fantastic. They did a great job on those. And why they didn't do more like that, I don't know if it was a cost thing or what, but man, I would think they'd be able to I'd like to see them put them all in a compilation on a CD, a DVD rather, and so I could have them all, because I've got them on various different ones, but on various DC ones, but I wish they would do something more with it. And I wish Marvel would do more on the animation side, but it seems like they kind of slowed down quite a bit with doing any kind of animation. I mean, they got the X-Men cartoon, X-Men 97, whatever it is, which I have yet to see one episode of. But I wish they would do more animation with some of the other characters. Of course, I'd love to see more Hulk. I'd love to see a cartoon of the Avengers from like the 70s, where they had Goliath, Clint Barton was Goliath, not Hawkeye at the time. And some of those stories done as in animated form, I think that would be cool. But yeah, I'm with it. Those DC Showcase, man, they were onto something, and I don't know why they didn't do more. Maybe we'll see more in the future. It'd be nice. Give me some Metamorpho. Give me a Metalman. Give me Hawk and Dove. I mean, I know a lot of them appeared in various DC animated cartoons, guest stars and stuff, but I want to see full blown shorts with them. So Jay says, I'd have to say the Spectre Showcase was my favorite. I agree with you, but I love them all. Yeah, I'm with you. That Spectre one was fantastic, man. That was just the right tone, everything. The animation was fantastic. August says, oh yes, those 60s Legions were great. I recall when I had Jello, I used to pretend it was Prody. Did you ever play with your food? No, I can't recall ever doing anything like that, but that's cool. I can see where you would do that. I like that. That's pretty cool. Prody, yeah. Prody, just kind of like a what are the amoebic type of thing. Yeah, that's cool. Love it, August. That's great. Scotty says, get AI to make more showcase shorts and all these ideas like Phantom Strange's Arcane Hour. There you go. See, they can do so much. There's so much. I would love to see them, but now again, there's no set place where they can show them like it used to be Saturday mornings. Okay, we're going to make this for a Saturday morning cartoon. Now it's like, well, where are we going to put it? Well, you got to shop it around. I can see where it might be a headache that way, but I just wish there was more done with animation than what we see. There's just so many cool ideas I think that they could do. Scotty says, I had my first lobster a few years ago. Yes, I played with it. Okay. Well, you got to be careful, He might get you with his claw. The lobster looked more like a transformer to me than food. August says, yes, Scotty, a lobster looks like a monster. In fact, there was a 1950s film called The Crab Monsters. Did you see that one, he says? I remember it. Scotty says, is the bad mayor named Boss Hog from the Dukes of Hazzard? Do the Paw Patrol evade the police like Flash, Roscoe's dog? Mariah says, I forget the mayor's name, but the Paw Patrol are good doggos. One is a police officer. Jackson Roy Kirk says, oh no, now I'm going to have that emergency theme in my head all day. Well, my job here is done. And we got Psychotronic Squirt Gun Aaron. How you doing, Aaron? Great to have you with us, man. He says, kicking butt with those Teen Titans Raw Devil. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I was watching one of your videos last night. Your Thursday night one where you just kind of showed a little comics and talked about Dark Shadows, which was like, again, big when I was a kid, man. Barnabas Collins and all them guys. So great stuff, Aaron. Love it. I got to get your itinerary of what you do during the week, because I've got to remake my closing for this show, and I want to include updated stuff for what everybody does. I know, like your stuff has changed. Rob's stuff has changed. So I want to get everybody that I have in my closing outro. I want to redo it. I want to update it and make it right so that people can go and check you guys all out. So cool beans. So at some point, just give me a schedule of what you do when, what day. Cool beans? All right. Mariah says, in our GPS Players cast, Amy is an excellent Beast Boy, and Trusty did a glorious Mad Mod voice. Oh, I bet. Oh, that's cool. If you get a chance, man, you guys got to check out the Geeky Puppet Show. Really. And you can join in. I've said it many times. You can join in. Now, you guys, I think you guys are doing them almost every day, it seems like now, aren't you, Mariah? So feel free to post the schedule of what you guys do it, when you guys do it, because then I can take that schedule and do just what I just was talking to Aaron about, and that's put it into my new closing, because I like to put at the end in the closing, I want to put shout outs to everybody and what they're doing during the week and stuff like that, Graphic Man and everybody, so if you're doing something regular, definitely send me a schedule if you want, and I'll put it into my outro. I got to work on that. I've started it, but I'm nowhere near finishing it because I have to really pull the old one apart. So cool beans. Ryan says, good to see you, Aaron. How are you and Rakina doing today? Double A says, Maranya, the Creeper's laugh sounds like the Joker, as you said, but with a slight difference, because Creeper is a hero, so his laugh would be closer to the Shadow, in my opinion, he says. Cool beans. Scotty says, so no Ducks of Hazzard on Paw Patrol. Maranya says, if they did a parody of it, I haven't seen it yet, Scotty. Scotty says, I never understood why Robin couldn't afford a full pair of pants. He lived with a millionaire, for crying out loud. And Aaron says Rakina is a girl, a good girl, Lady M, especially this morning for some reason. Ryan says in those issues I read him, August, Creeper kind of was like a mixie in terms of annoyance factor to Batman. And Miranda says Batman too. She wants treats, of course, Aaron. Double A says, I recall the time Creeper guested on the JLA. That was after Gardner Fox had ended his run. Fox did 66 issues uninterrupted. Cool beans. Gardner Fox, yeah, he's synonymous with Justice League. Very cool. The Jackson Rourke says, yes, love that Savage Fist Treasury. Cool beans. Henry says, sensational Spider-Man. Gil Kane cover as well. There we go. And Eric K, he says, nice Marvel Treasury Edition books, Rod. I enjoy the DC facsimile treasuries. They are $15 a piece, but I picked up a couple so far. Yeah, I've only picked up this one. I know there was a Batman one out. I don't know if it was a reprint or if it was a new material. And I looked at that real quick and thought, 2 books for $30. Oh, there's just that collector in me that goes, you could get a whole lot more for $30 than just 2 books. So it's just something I have to wrestle with. But very cool. Yeah. I mean, and the other thing is, I wish they would make them square bound. But I think they probably work better not as square bound. And DC really didn't do a square bound treasuries before anyway. So cool beans. He says the originals would have been better, but this was a less expensive alternative. I got you there, Eric. Yeah, you gotta do what fits your budget, man. That's I found that out over the years. Got to do what fits my budget and don't go crazy, because it's so easy. I don't know about for any of you guys, but for me, it would be so easy for me to go, oh yeah, boom, 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 boom on eBay or something, boom, 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 boom. Or if I'm in the comic store, just whoa, stop pulling them out, and then, but before you know it, when you get up to the counter and they finally tally it up, and you go like, really? Let me just put back 90% of this. No, I don't do that, but I have gotten up there and got sticker shock at the final cost of what I've spent. So I learned, no, you can't be doing that. You gotta live within your budget, or I have to anyway. The Jackson Rourke says, claim the comics on the spinner rack. What do we got on there today? Oh yeah, we got Captain Atom, we got the Shadow, Black Lightning, Little Time Tunnel, Secret Origins, Man Wolf. Cool beans. Psychotronic Squirt Gun. Aaron. He says, nice sketches, Rod. Thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate that, man. And the Jackson Roy Kirk says, great drawings, Rod. Eat your heart out, Gil Kane. Thanks so much, Jackson. I don't draw quite as good as old Gil Kane, I would say, but I'm doing the noses straight on when they have a nose. So, oh, too funny. And Scotty says Wolf's symbol looks like a certain, like Timberwolf. Yeah, probably was what influenced me to do that. You're exactly right, Scotty. Good eyes, man. Good eyes. Scotty says, I used to sketch a lot in the 90s, then life. Well, yeah, that's it. I would love to be able to have the time. I've said this a million times. I'm retired. You would think I would have many hours in the day to do whatever I want to do, but it does not seem like that's the case, And I would just love to be able to just sit down and doodle up some drawings and stuff like that. I just cannot get to that point where I can just sit down and say, well, for the next couple hours, I'm just going to draw. Something always comes up. There's always something I got to do, or someplace I got to go, or something I got to, get, or something like that. So, but Got to get back to it, Scotty. We'll get back to it, right? We'll get back to it. The Jackson Rocker says, Wolf from Gargoyles had a wolf symbol like that, if I recall correctly. I never saw Gargoyles too often, so I wouldn't know too much about that. I did the couple of things of Gargoyles that I did see. I thought the animation was fantastic. I really did like the animation. Very cool. Scotty says, I'm thinking of Timberwolf. Yeah. I knew what you were getting at. Yeah. And it probably was because I liked Timberwolf. I liked Timberwolf and Ultra Boy were my favorite Legionnaires. And of course, there was the little subtle similarities, I guess, or whatever, between Timberwolf later on and Wolverine. And Wolverine was big at the time. So, I mean, all that, I'm sure, filtered into my thought process. So, and Aaron says, hit the like, friends. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate that, my friend. Henry says, Dr. Silvage, nice. Thanks for showing your artwork. I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for asking, Henry, and thank you for the nice comments. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Scotty says, I used to record every Star Trek episode in the 90s and labeled the tapes Stardate. That's cool, though. I like that. You're not just a simple label, put the Stardate on it. I like that. Which was 1994, February 7th. That's cool. That's cool, Scotty. I like that, really. I'm one of us, says Rod. You are a very good artist. Well, thank you. You're too kind. Believe me. I know my limitations. So I love your characters. How did you learn to draw so good? I copied pictures. I would have a picture and I would mimic it. I would draw it in a much larger thing because comic books was, I mean, that's why we're here. It was such a big part of my life that I like that pose of that guy, and I would just mimic it. And then as you got to do that, you got to experiment on your own and say, okay, well, I know the muscles look like this and whatnot, so I'm going to try this pose and just keep the muscles, shade the muscles the way they should be shaded and stuff like that. So I had two really great, what's the word I'm looking for? Inspiring art teachers. One in my middle school, 7th and 8th grade, Dr. Carl Fike, was phenomenal because he did not poo-poo what I was drawing when they would say, okay, I want you to just draw me a picture, blah, blah, blah. I would draw a superhero. And he was like, what are you drawing this for? I want you to draw an apple or an orange or something. He wasn't like that. He was like, he would take it, he would critique it very nicely and tell me what I could do to make it even better. So fantastic. Carl Fike, I'm sure, I would hope he's still with us, but that we're talking many, many moons ago, and he was fairly old at the time, so I'm sure he might not be with us, unfortunately. And my high school teacher that I had for 4 years, Mr. John Roback, he was really good, same as Carl. He was very, it's not enthusiastic, although he was enthusiastic, but he was very, I can't think of the word. It's right there in my brain, and I can't think of it. But he was very, inspiring, and told you, hey, that's pretty cool. Here's what you can do to make it better, type of thing. And so those two guys really, really made me, because if they'd have gone the other way, I would have stopped drawing. I would have just said, okay, well, forget that, But they didn't. They encouraged me. That's the word, encouragement. They were both very, very encouraging. So that's where I learned to draw. As far as drawing so good, you're too kind there. Like I said, I know my limitations. It was just more to get an idea in my head out onto paper. Again, it's that creativity that's, like I said, I've said it many times today, it's like a drug to me, that creativity. I love the creativity of taking something that's in your head and making it real. I love that. I just, a sense of accomplishment there, and satisfaction. So thank you very much. I am one of us. I appreciate that. And everybody who had kind words, thank you all very, very much for that. I appreciate that more than you guys know. So Henry says, well, I'd like to see more artwork. I'm all in. I got some if you guys want to see it or see some more comics here. Let's see, it's 20 past, so let's see. Maranya says, speaking as an artist myself, it's like any skill, practice, practice, practice. Yeah, you are definitely right, because when I was at the height of my being able to draw and have plenty of time to draw and stuff like that, when I was really doing it a lot, I felt I'm more comfortable. I felt more comfortable in what I was doing. And I wasn't as harsh a critic on myself. I was still hard on myself, but I wasn't as harsh, because you look at it and you say, oh man, I want to draw like Kirby, or I want to draw like Neil Adams, you know. And when I look at what I did, that ain't even close to Kirby or Adams, you know. So it's like, you know, but yeah, you are correct. Practice, practice, practice. Scotty says, I always thought artistic skill was genetic. I get that gene from my mom. I think there is an aspect of it that is hereditary. It can be genetic. So I think absolutely, because I mean, you see it. I'm sure you see it in your own life. You know, if you have a family or whatever, I can see things that in my kids that come from my parents, stuff that come from my wife's parents, you know, and it's stuff that you don't inherently know, and they wouldn't know how to do it. And it's just something that comes naturally to them. So yes, I do believe there is something genetic about it. Absolutely. Jay says, yes, a compilation would be nice. Yes. I'd love to see a showcase compilation of those things. Jay, man, we got to get on them. We got to start a writing campaign. Come on, DC. Scotty says there was a 60s series of Marvel cartoons. Oh, yes. They were like paper dolls moving on the screen. I watched them after school in the 70s. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We used to get, when the rabbit ears were right, we could pick up Channel 7 out of Boston, and Channel 7, WNAC, TV, Channel 7. They would show them in the afternoons, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And every once in a while, I could get one. I remember seeing one particular one where the Avengers faced off against the Masters of Evil. And it had Radioactive Man in it, and I liked the Radioactive Man character. But yes, they were literally taking the comic book panels and manipulating the things, I believe. So, but yes, absolutely. Those Marvel cartoons, very near and dear to my heart. Yes, sir. Maranya says, it might be genetic too on my part. My dad was an old school draftsman at Washington Gaslight Company. My mom did pastels and cake decorating. There you go. I mean, that's some artistry stuff right there. My brother drew a lot, and I drew too. That's cool. Absolutely. I think you're right too, Maranya. I mean, I think there is some genetics to it, you know, because it's just things that you wouldn't know how to do, or your kids or whatever wouldn't normally know, but it just comes out in what they do. You know, my daughter is very musically inclined and very artistic. And I did not sit down with my daughter and show her, this is how you draw. This is how. I did not do that, you know, because I wanted her to do it. If it's something she wants to do, I want her to do it. If she asks for my help, I would help her and stuff like that. But she's a tremendous artist. She does quite a number of. She loves like Lilo and Stitch and that kind of Disney stuff. So she does a lot of Disney like stuff like that. She also does face painting for like birthday parties and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, it's not just the like you see at a fair or something where they might put something on the cheek. Oh no, she does make them look like a tiger face and stuff like that. She's phenomenal. She really, and that's not, I didn't teach her that. My wife will tell you, my wife is not artistically inclined as far as drawing and stuff like that. So, you know, I absolutely believe that. I believe that. I never really thought too much about it, but you guys bringing it up, absolutely, I believe in that. The Jackson Roker says, speaking of the showcase shorts, there are at least 2 compilation discs with 1 new short added. I've got them since I didn't collect the discs they were originally on. Which ones were they, Jackson? What are the 2 new ones? What are the 2 new ones? Because I would love to know which ones they are, because I will hunt them down. Because I love those shorts. They're fantastic, man. Rhonda says, yes, that's how they animated Iron Man, among others, Scotty. Stop motion with the actual comic book art. There you go. There you go. Rhonda says, they did do a correction to Pepper, though. In the era of the drawings, she wasn't as glamorous, but they used later glamorous Pepper in the cartoons. Cool beans. Yeah. And they, that is just, yes, the animation, if you look at it intellectually, you're saying, boy, that's pretty horrid. That's pretty bad. But nostalgically, for me as a kid, that was a comic book come to life, and it was like, I was in love with it, and so I still have that childhood affection for those comics, those cartoons. And yeah, they're not the best quality cartoon, but doggone, they're just special. They really are. For anybody, I'm sure, that is into cartoons and comics like we are, and saw them and grew up with them. So cool beans. Yeah. August says, when Rod showed all those heroes he drew, it reminded me of Dial H for Hero. Yeah, and its tremendous variety of heroes. Remember the ones who wore diapers and had a nipple bottle that squirted? Yes, yeah, the Mighty Heroes. The Mighty Heroes, right? You're thinking of Diaper Man, right? Dun, 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 dun. The Mighty Heroes. Yes. I believe that's who you're thinking of, August. Yeah, absolutely. The Mighty Heroes. Oh, man. Yeah. With Strong Man, Cuckoo Man, then Diaper Man. Maranya, Friday through Mondays for the readings. Thank you so much. What time, Maranya? What time do you do them? You do them like 9 or 10 o'clock, right? I think. So let me know. Just throw it in there. Cool beans, and I'll get that put into the outro when I get it done. Scotty says $30 equals $30 bin books. There you go, Scotty. See, I understand that thought process, man. Or 36 at Player's Choice in North Myrtle Beach. $1 comics are 12 for $10. Man, 12 for $10, Scotty. Why are you here watching me? Why are you not there getting more books? Because that's where I'd be, getting more books. 12 for $10. Oh, that's a deal. That's a deal. Eric K says there are at least 2 Batman DC facsimile treasury editions. Both are reprints. I have one of them. I will text you that one later. Oh, cool beans. All right. Yeah, because I just saw the recent one that was out. They had it on the rack there, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. I wanted to get those back issues. So it's come see, come saw. Maranya says, to top off my breakfast brunch, I'm having the last of my homemade peach dumplings. Fresh peaches baked with cinnamon and brown sugar in a pie crust shell. Delicious. That does sound delicious. That sounds very, very good. I this time of year, I always remember my mom in the summertime. My mom would make a lot of like apple pies and blueberry pies. We would go out behind the house. Was a large blueberry patch out in the woods, and she would go out and collect blueberries, come back. She'd make muffins, she'd make pies, and she'd make all kinds of different things. When she made pies, though, we paid attention. Me and my brother paid attention, because when she made pies, there was always going to be some pie dough left, right? She would take that leftover pie dough and make little cinnamon rolls, like this long, about that long, about like that thick, with butter, sugar, and cinnamon in them. Oh, man. Oh, they were the best, man. They were the best. I've tried them at different bakeries and stuff like that. They're not sweet enough for my taste. Ma made them awesome. So it's like, that was, Oh man, the memories you guys bring back. Oh, that's awesome. Scotty says, I used to carry a regular 70-page notebook dedicated to drawing between classes in college. I guess I should get on and go for it. There you go. Why not? Why not? You can find the time. You're out there walking on the beach, bring your pad with you. Sketch something. Sketch Crab Man, something like that. That would be cool, man. We want to see it. Show them on your shorts and stuff. Eric K says, that sure sounds good, Lady M. I do not have a big sweet tooth, but I do not have a big sweet tooth. I unfortunately do. And it's been my downfall. Scotty says, I tried to do a live drawing video on YouTube, but no one commented on it. I figured it was a polite way of letting me know I stink at drawing. No. And you do what you want to do. If you want to go on there and draw, don't let anything dictate to you what's good and what's bad. You just do what you want to do, man. People will come and see it. People will come and see it. So that's one thing I learned out really early in life. Because I was a nerd. I know you guys might find that hard to believe, but I was a nerd. I wasn't with the cool kids. Heck no. But I could get along with the cool kids, and I forgot where I was going with this. But you got to do your own thing. You got to do your own thing, and hopefully, as long as it's not hurting anybody or anything like that. Obviously, you got to qualify things nowadays, I guess. But common sense would dictate. If you're just doing something like drawing, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Just do it. It's what you want to do. Like I said, that creative spark, man. That creative. I can't. My wife can tell you. I drive her crazy because all of a sudden, she'll wake up at 2 a.m. and I'm there on the laptop, and she goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I just had this idea for this little thing I want to do for the show, or this video I want to make, or this little video animated thing I want to do for the promo thing, or something like that." And I've got to see it through. It's almost like a mission. I've got to see that through and get to the end of it, so before I can rest. You know what I mean? It's that creativity, like I've said it before, and I mean it. To me, it's like a drug for me. I love that creative spark, man. It's like somebody can say something in this chat today, and I can take that and go, "Oh, I'm going to put that in a video." And then when I start it, it doesn't always go exactly where I thought it was going to go. Most of the time, it gets better on somebody's idea and stuff like that, and it'll transform, it'll evolve, into what at the end you're like, yeah, doggone, that was pretty cool. It was fun. I had fun doing it. So cool beans. But Scotty, you feel like drawing, man. You draw. Don't let anybody tell you different. Marina says, it is, Eric. Get the Walmart brand pie crust. The ones in the skinny box or Pillsbury ones. Those crusts also make great turnovers with pie filling. Boy, if I ever got into doing that, because I love turnovers, I would be there making turnovers all the time. I'd never do anything else. I love turnovers. Oh. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, I'll take a serving of those dumplings, Marina. Scotty says, do you celebrate March 14th, Marina? What's the significance of March 14th? Maybe when I bake more, Jackson, Marina says. Marina says, I do not, but I should, Scotty. I like some pies. I don't know what is March 14th? I'm lost. I am lost. Not the first time. Scotty says, oh yeah, I love drawing the covers from Jim Lee's X-Men comics. I love the way he drew Storm. Cool beans. Ryan says, I also made some apple dumplings by the same method. Those my husband loved. Plus, I hit it with most of his side family. There you go. Got to get in good with the in-laws. Diabetic Superman says, I used to draw a lot, but now the CP is making my hands more spastic, the worst lately. I'm sorry to hear that, DS, man. My wife suffers from tremors, so she if she tries to do anything like real delicate, like if she wants to draw or something, it's very, very, very tough for her. So I can understand a little bit of what you're probably going through. But I'm sorry, and all you can do is you can just try, and see, and you might find solace in doing what I do. I do a lot with my computer, so that because I like I said, I don't have a lot of time to draw, but I can take figures and make things like when I make the title cards, or when I did like the Gil Kane thing, stuff like that. You can make and just do things like that. If that might be something you might be interested in, so. Maranya says, that's got to be frustrating, DS. Yes, I can imagine. He says, yes, it is, Maranya. And Jason, hey, Jason, how you doing, man? He says, uh-oh, somebody's in golden time again. Yeah. Yeah, we're having fun here today. I'm long-winded today. I'm done more talking than shown comics by far. So I'm sure people are probably sick of me talking. Say, show some more books. Ryan says, indeed he is, Jason. Good to see you. She says, Jason says, nice to see you too, Maranya. I'm on my lunch break, so I'm just checking in. I head back to work in about 25 minutes. Oh, cool beans, cool beans. Do you work at the store up in by Hobby Lobby, right? Is that the store you work in, Jason? I'm just curious because I think there's two up that way. There's one over by Lilac Mall, and then there's one up there. I'm just curious because we were going to stop in the other day. We were up that way. We were going to stop in, but I couldn't remember which store it was you worked in. We were going to stop in and say hi. Jason said, did anybody else remind the man Wally West is the best Flash? Touche. Oh, my gosh. I'm telling you, no, man. Barry all the way. Scotty says, I remember my mom showing me how to draw eyes, drawing with me in the car while Dad drove on a trip for a vacation. Oh, cool beans. See, those are great memories, aren't they? Those are great just memories like that. Just incredible when they come back to you. Because there's a lot of stuff that you forget as you go over the years. You don't remember what you did every day. If you do, man, I want some of what you're drinking because I'd love to be able to remember my more of my youth and whatnot. But it's just those special memories like that. All it takes is one little thing, or a song on the radio, or somebody will say a certain phrase, or I'll see something on the TV that's a throwback, and it just brings back memories that were locked up, and it's just so much fun. Ryan says, best is Jay Garrick. There you go. All right, Maranya. Cool beans. And Jason says, second best in my mind, Maranya. Wally J. Oh, he's playing Barry third. Oh, boy. Oh, it's on. It's on, Jason. I'll be writing a song about you this afternoon. Let me tell you, pal. Robin Harrison says, when comics were fun. Happy trail. Bob, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. I always appreciate seeing you in the peanut gallery, buddy. Take care. Hey, Gratu, how you doing? He says, the 1966 Marvel superhero cartoons are on the internet database site. They're allowed to show them? Holy cow. I'm surprised they don't get yanked down from Disney or something like that. Oh, neat. Oh man, I love. Yeah, those are just special. Again, because they were just terribly done, whatever. But when you're a kid, you're not looking at like the quality. At least I wasn't. I wasn't looking at the quality of the animation. I was just like, oh, this is Thor, this is Hulk, this is, this is cool. So, means. Thank you so much for that, Gratu. Appreciate it. So you can check out the internet database if you want to look up the Marvel superhero cartoons. Cool beans. Thank you. Maranya says, I have a fondness for Jay due to our readings on the GPS, Jason. Also, Golden Age Hawkman. Jason says, Dial H for Hero was great in almost every iteration. Yeah, I thought about. Remember, there was a time, there was one iteration that they had where they were accepting drawings from people for character drawings and stuff like that. I came so close. I had a folder, a manila folder with about a dozen different characters in it, and I was so close to doing it, but I never did. I think it was a fear of rejection, probably. I just, no, what if I get to, no, I couldn't live with myself. I don't know. Jason says, my love for Jay comes from Mark Wade's run on Flash and all the JSA stuff. I can understand that, JSA, man. I love the JSA. Love Jay Garrick. So I would, for me, it would be just almost the opposite, So Jay, Barry's my guy. And then Jay, and then that pesky little brat wants to take over somebody else's shoes. Get him out of here. I'm just kidding. The Jackson Rourke says DC Showcase titles: Superman and Shazam. I believe I have that one. Batman: Death in the Family. I don't think I have that one. And Constantine: House of Mystery. I've seen that, but I don't think I have that one. Okay. All right. Cool beans. Thank you for that, Jackson, because I will try and hunt those down on Amazon or something and see if I can't pick those up. I think I have the Superman Shazam one, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I have that one upstairs. But yeah, very cool. Thank you for that. And man, just we gotta start a petition, get DC to do some more. Speaking of animation styles, there was one called Clutch Cargo. Oh my god. That had an odd animation. Yes, sort of static, but still entertaining. Remember that one? Yes, I do. That's where the lips were superimposed onto the cartoon characters. If I'm not mistaken, correct? Clutch Cargo. Man, I haven't heard of that in a long time. That's bringing back some memories. That was like a Sunday morning show. I never saw it on Saturday morning. That was like a Sunday morning show. Saturday mornings was like, that's all the major cartoons, man. Boom, the big lineups right there. Boom. Sunday was like, these are left over from last year or a couple of years ago, so let's show those two on here. But it was just kind of like, okay, and also ran, But yeah, Clutch Cargo was on there. Yes, sir. Maranya says 8 p.m.-ish, 9 p.m.-ish, Fridays and Saturdays, 9 p.m.-ish Saturdays and Mondays. All new stuff on Mondays at 7. Okay, all the times are Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, Maranya. I appreciate that because I will incorporate that into the new logo, the new outro when I get that baby done. So I'm going to be working on it hard this week. So I want to get that done. Cool beans. Thank you. All right. Jason says, I'm going to need to find time to go see one of those readings of yours, Maranya. Too much content, not enough time. I understand that. Oh man, there's so many people out there that I would love to see all their stuff every time they do something, and I just can't. I just don't have the time to watch it. So I have to try and sneak here and there, and sometimes I'll be watching them at like 1 a.m, something like that. My wife is like, "What are you doing?" I just wanted to see this video. Scotty says, I go once a month to my local DC. Well, I don't know what's that. DC, LD. I'll just say it the way you wrote it. My LDCS, my long distance comic shop. Is that what it means? Because it's not local. It's a long distance comic shop. But after getting that flat tire the other day, I refuse to go when it's hot. I don't want to get a flat in that heat. 1 hour from home. Not worth a heart attack. Yeah. Been there, done that. Try 3 hours from home. On our way to Santa's Village. And we got a flat tire almost to the amusement park. We were literally 10 minutes away down the road from the amusement park. And man, that was just a nightmare. Oh, talk about an exercise in frustration. Because it was I think it was on a Saturday. So not a lot of shops were open. Oh man, not going to bore you with more details. Needless to say, we did finally get somebody there and get the tire replaced and whatnot. And we made it, but doggone, that was not a fun time. That was about 3 years ago. 4 years ago. Scotty says, I love playing with pie dough. I made pie dough snowmen and squish them. Mariah said, oh, okay, cool beans. There's the link right there. Save this page and let them check it out at your leisure. There you go. Cool beans. Thank you, Mariah. Scotty says, if only someone made a toy of dough. If only. Well, if I didn't have boxes in front of it, I'd pull out something very similar to that. Might be something exactly what you're looking for. Jason says, thank you, fair lady Mariah. I definitely will check it out, but you're assuming a lot by thinking I have leisure time. August says, actually, no, Rod. The hero with the diapers was different than Diaperman. Oh, okay. It was the Dial H heroes called Mighty Moppet. No, I'm not familiar with that one. He had a squirt bottle just like Diaperman. No, I do not. Doesn't come off the top of my head. I probably have the books, but I don't remember that one. So, oh, very cool. Well, I'm sorry, I was remembering the Mighty Heroes. So it got me all excited with another old cartoon. So, no, that's pretty cool, though. Mighty Moppet. I'll have to look and see. How long ago was that? Was that like the last version of it? I'm curious to know. Because I don't remember it being in the 60s, the Silver Age version of it. But I could be wrong. Been known to happen quite a few times. Scotty says, is the audio breaking up or is Rod rapping? I don't know. Is there any problem with the sound? Hope not. Well, audio is breaking up a bit, Scotty. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why it would be doing that. Maybe I need to move it closer. Come closer. Jason says, Rod, I use my work notebook to take notes or for stuff that I want to do for the song. Same exact thing. Yeah. We were talking about this just the other night. Jason and I. Just that creativity and seeing something that you thought of was your idea come to life. It's just such a cool thing. And he's done a tremendous job with his the AI music and whatnot. So I mean, he can relate too. So it's awesome stuff indeed. You're right, Jason. Scotty says, "Oh, never sure. It's just me. The cable people came out to replace my box, and we're surprised. And we're surprised. My neighborhood is still on metal cable, not fiber optics. But she told me it would be replaced in 3 years. So you're still on old plant then? Is it the coaxial type plant? Fiber optics are being there. I'm surprised, yeah, because fiber optics have been around a while now. Most of the backbones for a lot of the cable systems have been replaced with fiber optics, and then beyond that, now they're probably building out with it. So yeah, that's if you're still on metal. Wow. You don't live in a very rural area though, do you? You live by a big beach, right? So March 14th. Oh, okay, Pie Day. Okay. All right. Yeah. No. See, that's on a different level for me. Pie was I never got to pie in school except for when I went to the lunchroom. Math, I sucked at math. I hated math. Did not like any math. I made it through algebra. Man, I was lucky to do that. So no, I never got the pi. So I missed out on the whole pi thing. The pi day, though, I love that. Jason said, long-winded today. Yes, I am. I am very long-winded today. I'm sorry, man. People gonna say, I ain't gonna go back to that show. All he does is freaking talk. Oh, let's see. Jason says, yes, at the Ridge. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Next time we're gonna stop in. So probably won't be too long. My wife and I both love to go to Hobby Lobby. Man, they've already got Christmas stuff out. August says, actually, Barry Allen is the best Flash because he kick-started the Silver Age. Right, Rod? Yeah, baby. Yeah. I'm with you, August. Yeah, baby. Oh, I love Barry Allen. Jason says, boss on vacation, so I have been there every day this week. Oh, not fun. I can't imagine. Ugh, yuck. Jason says, you write your song, Rod. I already wrote my one saying that Wally is the best Flash. Oh, boy. Okay. All right. It's on. It's on. I'm gonna put Wally there to shame. Where's Wally? That's what it ought to be. Where's Wally? Jason says, and I ended up off Weird Beach. Oh, Weir's Beach. Weir's Beach. Yeah. Okay. All right. August says, good to see you guys too. Hopefully he can revive those chats with Maya Greenblatt. There you go. Cool beans. And Jason says, where's me? Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. And posted a picture of Hulk pinball machine that I'm not sure you'd ever see. No, I haven't. No. Did you post it? Did you already send it to me? Because, yeah, that's at that Fun Spot place, right? Up there at Weir's Beach. Yeah. Yeah, because they got like a ton of video games and pinballs and stuff. I've actually wanted to go there. Just I'll never probably get there because I always like to go to places like that and try the food, because they used to have a good concession stand there. That's me thinking about food, comics and food. What else is there? Okay, he says Henry says, Rod, let's see some more art, bro. Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me see if I can make it down a few more sets, and I'll show you some more from the bigger book here. August says, Marvel Comics owes their existence to Barry Allen because he began the Silver Age. I like the way you're thinking. I like it. Scotty says, Elliot, Long Distance Comic Shop. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it might be after I put a little bit of, gray matter to use up here. I have like one brain cell, probably going to die of loneliness. Mariah, she's putting up cool beans. Thank you, Mariah. That's great. What Gratu was just talking about, she's found the link and put the link up for everybody. So thank you, Gratu, and thank you, Mariah, for doing that as well. She says, I'll check it out later, give you all a verdict as to how good this archive is. Yeah, that's cool. I want to check it, so I'll be able to go back and do that. Thank you both. And August says, to answer Rod, the Mighty Moppet was the original 60s. It was? I do not remember him in the 60s. In that 60s run. I do not remember. He had a red costume with a cape. You know what I'm going to be doing this afternoon now, August? Besides writing a song that's going to scorch earth, Wally West, I'm going to dig out those Dial H from the House of Mystery and pull those out and see, because I'm going to kick myself because I'm going to go, duh, of course, don't you remember seeing that before? Duh. That's how it always works for me. For some reason, things I can't remember specific like that. So, but cool beans. Thank you for giving me the heads up that it's in the 60s one, because I will go look at that now. I will hunt that down in the log box. DS says, I should get going. See everyone later. DS, thank you so much, man, for hanging out with us again, man. I always appreciate seeing you in the peanut gallery. You take care. the rest of your weekend is great, man. Scotty says, "Yep, I was surprised that I'm paying $66 a month for old cable. A big beach? No, we're at a small beach. I live in a whole neighborhood from the 70s. Oh wow, an old neighborhood from the 70s. Okay, I got you. All right, cool beans." Eric K says, "Don't apologize for being long-winded. I'm enjoying the show." Well, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. I do get long-winded. I get off topic sometimes or meander along somewhat, but it's fun. You guys make it so much fun because you guys are all cool. So thank you all very much. Thank you very much for that, Eric. Scotty says, "Old neighborhood, I think." I was combining hood and old. I got you. I had you back. Mine says, "Take care, DSN Shadow." The Shadow knows. August says, "When Dial H was revived in the 80s, they invited readers to send ideas." And yes, I remember that. If their idea was used in the comic, the reader's name was credited in the footnotes. Yes, that's where I was talking. I had like 12 different heroes that I had done, and I was going to, but I didn't. I should have. I just scared of rejection. That was all. Sleepy Rita, how you doing, Damien? Great to have you with us, man. He says, "Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday to you, my friend. Hope everything's going well in your world over there. Cool beans." Miranda says, "Happy Saturday to you and Millie Damien." Damien says, "Hi to Miranda with a big old smile." And he says, "Meandering is good." Yeah, I tend to do a lot of it. I ought to be in the meandering Olympics. And Jackson says, "Sleepy." All right, I think I got caught up for a second here. So I'm going to show some more of the original sketches from, this is an older book, I believe. I think it's an older one. This one here, you guys are gonna know right away where my influences were for these drawings. If you don't know, I'll be extremely surprised. So let's see, what can I show? Well, I'm going to give it away right on the first one. So it doesn't show up too well. I apologize for that. But that's Birdman, a profile shot. Birdman. You never see a profile on Birdman. And here's another one. Yeah, these are from like 80s. I have no idea who or what it's supposed to be, but that's what it is. And I have no idea. I know what the inspiration was for these. I would say this was inspired by Galaxy Trio. That would be my guess. And another Birdman. But this is like a little combination. This is what if Birdman and Space Ghost were combined? You know, because he's got Space Ghost's gauntlets. So just things that come to your head. Just there we go. Got to have the Kirby Crackle type of thing going. It's the whole thing. This is in up close. I was always fascinated with them superhero cartoons with the when they could shoot rays out of their hands or whatever. Like Space Ghost with his gauntlets and whatnot. Birdman with the solar stuff like this right here. So this is not specifically Birdman, but it's like similar to when he put up his solar shield type of thing. but this is another character that I had created. What was his name? It's probably in here. I probably put it on here at some point. Captain Solar or something like that. The classic. Look out, he's going by. If you blink, you miss him. So, here's one. Captain Quasar. I know his hairdo was inspired by Quicksilver. Okay, and here's definitely the inspired by the Galaxy Trio. And it is the Space Force. Come and do a Saturday morning lineup in your neck of the woods. I always liked teams like this, and they have the big muscle guy, and then they have the smart guy or the smart girl. Three guesses if you can figure out who this one was inspired by. I don't know what the V stands for, but this is V-Man. And this is how he used to change out of his clothes, his civilian clothes, and into his costume. He just raised his hands and the clothes would disappear. So, profile shot down there. Here is Commander Saturn. Commander Saturn. Again, I told you I was like rings and stuff like that, so you gotta have the rings. Space Hawk. Space Hawk. Again with the rings. Space Ghost. Birdman. Heavily influencing me. Fantastic Flyman. I don't know what's so fantastic about him, but that's it. Fantastic Flyman. And this goes to show you how long ago how I think, okay? Because I do the title cards for most of the episodes. I missed quite a few here lately, but it's just because of the way StreamYard is messed up things. But this is a drawing I did, and it was like if this character had its own cartoon, this is what I was going to do. He'd have his own title card. Why? Because of those Marvel superhero cartoons. Those Marvel superhero cartoons is what inspired me to do those title cards at the beginning of every episode that we do. So, and this shows you, this was on my mind way back when. This was probably 88, 89. This was a character I liked. What was it? Silver Shadow. The Silver Shadow. So you have to picture him. I didn't color him in, but you'd have to picture him in silver. Where you see white, it is silver. Would be silver. So, but you had a thing for amulets too, as you can see. And if I was going to do a cartoon, that was going to be like the logo type thing. Super Shadow, I guess. I thought it was Silver Shadow. I guess it's Super Shadow. So, I mean, just this is the stuff that I would think of back in the day, you know. I don't know what he's thinking. He's probably just mad that I drew him the way in that kind of pose. And I would start out, I would never have a real clear vision of what I was going to do. I just wanted to draw something different, you know. Here we go, Shark Man. Shark Man. Say it ain't so. It's Shark Man. And this guy just bluntly just called Rock. Rock. And there we go with Captain Solar. Captain Solar. Solar. Yes. He even got wings? No, that's the sun behind him. That's what that is. Okay. And here I mimicked Samson and Goliath on their title cards. And I just drew him out bigger and changed his costume. Changed it to something else. What is that? Herculor and Wolf. Herculor and Wolf. So, this one, Space Devil. And it's just got a combination of different things. Just headshot, and then this thing over here was something totally different. Like the rhino almost or something. Wow. Let's see. This one just quite simply called The Hero, but it's basically Space Ghost. You know, just a real simple drawing that one is. Then, as a result, these would have been, if my guy had, you know, that Captain Solar or whatever, had if my guy had his own cartoon, a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, these were some of the villains that would be on the show. Dr. Zahn. And Krakor. Almost like Cracker. Krakor. And just a generic robotic drone. Rocklore. I'm sure that was more than likely inspired by the ape in the rock ape in Herculoids. That was the end of that. I don't know what this guy is, but yeah, just doodling. Just doodling. I'll show a couple more and then probably have to call it a day. This one has the name Skylore. Skylore. I think he's more or less like a Galactus type of thing. So, yeah. One more. I don't know who that is. I think Solar Hawk. I was working out different logos. Solar Hawk. Wonder who inspired that one, right? Okay. All right. So there you go. Few more sketches. So what time is it? Oh, it's after 1 o'clock. Okay. Well, all right. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? We'll get down through there. Meandering is good. There we go. And then Jackson, and then okay. Here we go, Jackson. Meandering is all some of us can do. I hear you, Jackson. Oh man. Sometimes I take the long way around, right? Rania says, does Millie put on a fashion show for you, Damien? We want to know. Sleepy says, Jackson, CBC nominee. There you go. The Jackson Rugg. Oh, he's blushing. He's blushing. Sleepy says, ha, you might as well say she vogues a lot. Miranda says, these sketches, especially Birdman, have a bit of Alex Toth influence in them to me. Absolutely. I mean, that was, I believe Toth was the one who did the character designs for them. So absolutely, it made an impression on me. Whether I knew it at the time or not, it was there. So you are absolutely right. A compliment as he distilled the essential elements of the characters into deceptively simple designs. Yeah, and that's what I liked about it. I think that's one of the things that appealed to me about those characters is they were very simple. I didn't have to think a lot, which for me, that's good. That's good when I don't have to think a lot. So yeah, but you're absolutely right. Alex Toth definitely had an influence on me. Absolutely. Miranda says, see his work in the 60s animated Fantastic Four and Super Friends, for what I mean. Yes. You can go online and find the character sheets that he drew up for all those things, all those cartoons in the 60s. You can find their character sheets and stuff. They're fascinating. I at one time, I what am I trying to say? I didn't copy them, but I did put them on a copy machine. But I looked them all up, printed them all. That's the word I'm looking for. I printed them all out, so I could have them just because they're fascinating to me. Anything to do with those Hanna-Barbera superheroes, it was fascinating to me. So I had to get all those and keep them. What am I ever going to do with them? I don't know, but they're in one of the portfolio things that I have. Just cool things. So to me, I found it cool. Henry says, yeah, Maranya, that's what I was thinking as well. Alex Toth. Yep, absolutely. Very simple, simple designs, but you get the idea who's a villain, who's a hero, you know. The Jackson Roykirk says, Marquee Man comes with his own title card. There you go. And he just shows up. He wears it like one of those things that people advertising outside of like a Subway or something, and they'll have it on and it'll just show right there. You got it. I like the idea, Jackson. Oh. Sleepy says, love it. Definitely a Toth influence. Yes, absolutely. Yes, sir. I am one of us. Thanks for showing your great comment. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. I am one of us. I really do. It's just a lot of fun. Like I said, I know my limitations, but it's still fun. Again, the creativity come up with an idea and you make it happen and it's there, then you can see it and it's there forever, So very cool. Very cool. Thank you. Henry says, thanks again, Rod, for showing your artwork. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate it. And thank you very much for joining the Peanut Gallery, man. It was great to having you here. So I hope you come back. Sleepy says, a lion named Wolf? Yeah, what can I say? What can I say? Had 2 F's. I don't know. Does it make a difference? I don't know. But yeah, I know. Miranda says, it's the boy named Sue, Principal Damien. He's laughing about it. That great villains. Well, thank you very much, Damien. Appreciate that, man. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, the snake guy looks like a character from Marvel's Alien Legion book from the 80s. It could have been an influence to me. I can't remember it right off the bat, but it might have been an influence on me because I don't remember half of what I did. So you could very well be onto something there, Jackson. Absolutely. Miranda says the robot looks a lot like what Marvel did in the Silver Age. Maybe they saw your drawing. Yeah, they saw my drawing. Yeah, if they did, I can tell you that's the last thing. This is how not to draw animation. Miranda says, take care, Rod, Shannon on assignment, the Peanut Gallery, and the nuts of the day, the foofs, the studio audience, and Miranda's legion of peanut pets. Stay safe, cool, and hydrated. Yes, words to live by every time. So thank you so much, as always, Miranda, for keeping me in line and keeping me organized here. You don't know how much I appreciate that. So thank you very much, and I hope the rest of your weekend is awesome. And the Jackson Roy says, I'm thinking Marvel ripped you off, Rod. Doggone it. Where's my money? Get me a lawyer. Come here. Because it's clobbering time. Oh, and there's Mariah. She's pulling the plug. She says, beating Jackson to it. Uh-oh. All right. Well, next week, I believe Shannon said he was going to be able to be here. So we'll be back together once again and be able to show some more comics and have some good laughs with you guys. Always look forward to hanging out with you guys. You make this so much fun. And like I said, I apologize for the rambling and all that stuff, especially when I'm here alone. I just tend to meander, like I said. But it's a lot of fun just hanging out with you guys. So we got people saying, take care. Thank you very much, Henry. You take care as well, my friend. Hope to see you again. Jackson, he's pulling the plug. And Sleepy Rita says goodbye all, and goodbye to you, Damien. Thanks for stopping by. Easy Comic Rita saying take care, everyone. Mike, take care. Thank you once again for your musical writing there. Awesome. Love the Blueberry Pop on Blueberry Pop-Tart Hill. The Jackson Roarcock says, have a great weekend, everyone. And I think that's where we're going to leave it right there. Couldn't have said it better myself, Jackson. Everybody have a great weekend. And we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Shannon will be back here, and we'll have a bunch of fun. I see you, one of us. Bye, everyone, he said. And Henry says, I bet you never planned to show your artwork today. Well, I had a little inkling I might. So, but thank you very much for asking. So everybody be cool. Have a great week. We'll see you here next week. Enjoy your week. So everybody take care. And here we go. We're going to play the outro. All right. Take care, everyone.
Our triumphant twosome have made the world a safer place in which to live.